two played tonight at 8:40, and yesterday Serena Williams was defeated at Wimbledon. The tournament continues today over in England. Now on to weather. This report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures in the low 80s throughout the day, and throughout the afternoon, your chance of rain rises. I am Dan Day. It's time now for the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
All right, all day, Dan Day. Thank you, brother. Here on a Wednesday, Jamie in the house. Dave Hyde back with us. Dave, I'm not letting you go, bro. We were wondering what life after, and I think I'm just going to keep you around.
Well, Joe, I don't have any other job right now, so.
We got real crappy hours for you, though, Dave. That's the only thing.
Well, I'm not sleeping well either, so
No.
It all works out.
Yeah, it's funny. You go on vacation out west, and then you come back here, and your hours are really, really screwed up. They really are, because, you wake up out there, it's like midnight, and I'm wide awake. I want to go to sleep like after dinner. I'm fighting to stay awake, and so I'm drinking coffee morning, noon, and night, to try to balance everything out. It gets a little crazy. Speaking of that, man, I caught that Serena thing yesterday. It got me. I wanted to see what Serena looked like at age, 44?
44.
I watched, and she looked pretty good, man. I was rooting for the old girl. I really was. And ended up being a good match, but I'll tell you what, they were jacked up. Not a ticket anywhere in the house.
It'd be fun to watch, right? I mean, that's no one expects her to be Serena of old, but just going out and seeing her out there again.
She is physically and her numbers the greatest female player of all time. And I always say this, it's not a shot, but she is the one female athlete when she plays. And I go to all these tennis tournaments I want to see. She's right there with the top men that you want to see her play. I feel the same way about Sabalenka right now, too.
She's worked her way into that, hasn't she, the last couple of years?
Well, she's a fireball. So I don't have a problem with, and so they're getting on. I see it already getting on Serena, poor sportsmanship. Like, Dave, I've been doing this so long, and they didn't shake hands. You see a great game, they didn't shake hands, and I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, okay. Some people don't take it well, and when they do shake hands, they don't mean it because you're still pissed off that you lost. I don't know how you feel about the sportsman.
You mean when Carson Beck didn't shake hands at the
end?
After he threw an interception to end, and he's thinking about that.
A lot of guys are going off the field and not staying around to shake hands after a hard-fought game or an individual sport or team sport.
There are issues like.
Does that bother you still?
Well, going way back, Detroit Pistons, when they lost, they walked off the
bad
court.
boys.
The bad boys, yeah, and they purposely just went right to the locker room. That bothered me. But just like Carson Beck, that shouldn't bother anybody. He just threw a bad interception, and that's on his mind. Not where's Fernando Mendoza to shake his hand? Come on. So Serena, whatever, I don't care about that.
I watched, and she did. I mean, she didn't sit and hug her and sit around after she just beat her, but she did it. And I don't know what people like. Oh, poor sportsmanship. Like, she just lost, man. She wanted to stay around and thought, she was going to beat this gal. There's no question. If she thought she could embarrass herself, she'd have never been out there. And she didn't.
It was great what she said afterwards, that she cherished the moment. She never expected to be out there, and she cherished them. And 20 years ago, she probably never saw her saying something like that.
You know what else she did that's always amazing, Dave, that I'm not even close to? Her serves were at top. She hit 120-mile-an-hour serves. She hit serves harder than some of these guys do on the tour. I mean, she's physically still when she needs to. But, hey, man, it's done, and we got a lot going on. I've been saying that all week. I know it sounds like a broken record. The Marlins, by the way, 20 wins in June, most ever in the history of this franchise in a month. And by the way, I said get healthy in this 3-game series, and they are. They are getting real healthy because they just keep scoring. 21 hits yesterday in that 14-3 win. Stowers is on fire. By Griffin Conine is now.
Isn't that great to see?
4 hits in the game.
Tremendous.
And he's a great kid. He really is. And Javier Edwards had 4 hits. Everybody had 3 or 4 hits in that game. right? Sanoha also had 3 hits.
Everybody
in the
had
game.
hits, but the Rockies, which what was the score? 13 to
14-3.
14 to 3.
14-3 in the game.
Jacob Marcy had a
Even
Over.
Marcy.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
he did not.
Marcy.
Over.
No,
Oh,
Marcy.
over. Okay.
No, not
Never
even
mind.
Marcy.
Never
No,
mind.
Marcy dipped now below 200, and he is lucky that all his brothers around him are catching fire, from Casey to everybody else on that team. Is batting averages are going up because they have been really hot during this 20 wins, and the pitching has been great as well, getting really good solid pitching. So 24 runs in the first 2 games, 1 more. They're going to be really sad to leave Colorado because it's like everything. 3 more home runs yesterday in the game. So they're sitting there in one of those wild card positions right now, tied with St. Louis. Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. They're question, and I mentioned this yesterday. The owner and the general manager have to be buyers now. They have to go out and say, and before the
lockout,
season,
before this lockout,
before the lockout, go out, and their whole MO the last couple of years is this offseason they're not going to spend anything until a salary cap's in place.
They have told everybody.
They've told everybody
that has officially leaked out to anybody that talks about their team, their side of the story. But also the second thing, the owner wants everybody to know he's got money. This thing about,
he does.
And I did say, and I'm one of the guys, and I know he sent me something and wasn't happy. You can say whatever through the years we've been beating him up. The only thing he's been upset about was I came on and said he's worth 600. Guys that are worth $600 million or less should not own a team.
I was told by
and he's not
$3 billion.
Yeah.
That's what he's worth, and
he wants everybody to know I'm a billionaire. I can buy anything I want.
He wants everybody to know I'm not spending money on the roster because I know I'm money.
Yeah.
I'm spending it strategically.
Yeah.
So he's going to get his chance to show that.
Well, let's get into the other stories because the Heat and Panthers been feeding
Great.
stuff this whole time. First of all, Sergei Bobrovsky is gone. Looks like he's going to sign with Toronto today. And
I'm curious, is he going to get all that money?
They're saying roughly, again, this just number we'll find out tomorrow because you and I will be here tomorrow morning. 7-year, $43 million. So 6-year, 7-year, $43 million. 40-something million dollars is the number I heard, but you're going to pay him a lot of money in his 40s. A lot of that money in his 40s, and it's guaranteed.
Well, he was asking 3 years, $42 million from the Panthers as of a few weeks ago. I don't know, as it gets closer, whether that came.
I'm not sure they would have given him 7-year,
There's
$43 million here because now you're dealing with a guy 42, 43 years old, and you're on the hook.
And yet they're doing it with everybody else. I was told they wanted to spread it out and look. They trade for Jacob Markstrom. They're paying him $6 million. So they would have paid Bobrovsky $6+ million to stay here. Right now, how many years? That would be the contention.
That's the thing. And Evan Rodriguez, we've been talking about. He's probably going to be in the trade, and he was. He's gone. Boquist also is part of the trade, and he's gone. Ben Steves, which I don't know much about. Ben Steves.
I don't either.
I'd have to go to Jamie with that, who's with us this morning on Ben Steves. But
Rodriguez is really the one that was a big part of this run. You know? I mean, that's the guy they had to ship out to make this work.
And so anyway, they pick up what I see. Garnett Hathaway also was picked up from the Phillies, another physical cat that puts bodies on guys. Paul Maurice wants a certain kind of guy. He's a forward, and so he comes over from the Flyers, and they make a move there.
They said Tampa Bay wants to play physical. Okay, we played physical before,
clear.
but we're going to play even more physical now. So
they are, and they're getting some guys. They're mentioning everything they do physical except fighting, which is just kind of the unwritten rule of everything going on here. So we have all that, and then no surprise here, David. We've been talking about this. Tim Hardaway Jr. is now a member of the Miami Heat. $6.5 million out of Palmetto High School. Grew up down here. Obviously, his father, one of the great players ever, put on a Golden State uniform as well as put on a uniform for the Miami Heat.
Perfect fit perfect. 40.7.
Yeah, everybody was fired up. All the national guys were saying this good place for him.
It's not just that he shot 40.7% on 3-pointers, which is what the Heat need last year. The last 3 years he's played at least 77 games.
Yeah.
So that's what who the Heat is, right? They get back to none of this, oh, is Jimmy going to play tonight? You know? And so I remember sitting next to his dad at a University of Miami game years ago and talking to him about his son. And he said,
I had no idea he was going to be this good.
You know what? Nobody did, because the point was, he said, Miami didn't ever recruit him. And I go, what? And he goes, no, they had no interest. And then 2013, he came out in the NBA draft. The Heat had traded that pick for LeBron, and he was drafted 24th by the Knicks. So this is his chance to
had a hell of a career. All of a sudden, he's 34 years old.
Yeah, it is, and he has had a really nice career, and he fits perfectly down here.
Yeah. So anyway, and you kind of felt like he got a chance to come back home. I think everybody thought this was gonna happen. It happened quickly. So the other stuff yesterday was beat up, starting with the tennis tournament. They went to a live breaking news story, and I thought it was LeBron James, and I thought that he'd already taken a new team, and they just made it clear he's not going back to Lakers. Send something out. Thank you for my 8 years. We got a championship. I'm done. I'm moving on. Then stuff leaked out. It's not going to be about money. And then here we go through all the names. Golden State, well, not looking good right now because Anthony Davis, his sidekick's not going to be able to come because Washington doesn't want to give up on him. The Cavs going back home. So one of the things of the national media, everybody wants him to go back home. I love this. Everybody wants him to go to the Cavs. If he comes here, it's incredible. Like, why would he go there? And you know what? And
this is his best chance to win. This is his best chance to. He's not going to get out of the West with.
Well, he can go anywhere he wants.
He can.
Not too many teams are not.
Actually, the best chance to win for him would be San Antonio or Oklahoma City.
Yes.
And if I'm one of those teams, I'm trying to figure out how he fits, how to get him on the team, whether it makes sense.
He just played third fiddle, so I think he's got that. Because here's a guy's, arguably one of the two greatest players of all time. I refuse to just say he's the greatest player of all time because of NJ. But you look at this and you're like, okay, he played third fiddle, and then he carried that team. I'd have been pissed too. His two guys making all the money got new contracts, didn't help him in the playoffs. He won that series against Houston by himself the first round before they get swept in the second round by Oklahoma City. But
Luka Doncic isn't going to win. He's a one-way player. Those guys just don't win at the highest level. You can't win with that guy.
Yeah. So you got Austin Reeves and Luka there, and he clearly wanted out, as I said. Son got his contract.
There you go. It's a Hall of Fame dad move. He waited till his
son's contract was
guaranteed.
I would not get mad at that. Like, good job by him, man.
Great move by him.
I don't know if my kid's going to be around, how long he's going to make it, but he's getting $2.2 million.
You want to buy him out? Buy him out. But hey. Waited the day after that, he says, I'm leaving the Lakers.
Yeah.
So
sign the deal. Let's go and let's get rolling. So anyway, that was a weird one. Hey, I'll tell you another one. Kawhi Leonard going back to Toronto. Couldn't wait to get out of Toronto to get back to LA where he makes home. And now says, hey, I'd like to go back to Toronto, man. I won a championship. They must like me there. Barnes, Barrett, and Kawhi Leonard. Now, I got to tell you, I didn't realize Kawhi Leonard, who is glass two, his knees are shot.
He just doesn't want to play a lot of times too. So
he averaged almost 28 points a game, and he played 65 games. And I'm guessing if Toronto could get him for 65 games, that's the new NBA, man. Can you play 65 games? 70 is like you played the whole season. I'm looking at the numbers now of all these guys, and we'll talk about Anthony Davis. When Anthony Davis, he's the greatest tease in the history of the NBA. Dave, when he plays, he is dominant, man. He can go 20-20 any game. He really is. He is truly Anthony Davis, even at age 33. He gave him 20 games last year, and they were all, they're good numbers. They're double-doubles, man. They're big-time games. But Dave, he missed in 2021, played 36. 21-22, played 40. played a lot in the 22, 23, but 24, 25, 51 and last year, 20 games. Dave, how are you going to give that guy a 4-year, $275 million extension? And Washington wants to keep him, and so now he's come out. He and his agent have come out, who's everybody's agent, Paul. And they've said, listen, man, we got this last year. If you're not going to extend the contract, I'll stay, but you got to give me the 4-year, $275 million, which I would not do, or you got to trade me. So I'm guessing Anthony Davis is going to get traded. Can Washington really pay that guy 4-year, $275 million?
Washington is they've made all these moves,
How do you not know though that guy is coming to a team that has been a lifetime loser? They really have been lifetime losers. That's been a really bad franchise for a long time. How well, you think that a guy, Anthony Davis, wants to be the lead guy when he can't stay healthy?
Well, then they gave Trae Young the most ridiculous contract in the NBA.
There's another one.
So
who's giving him that
they're
kind
just
of
going to
money?
mismanage. I don't know what's going to happen, but Washington's going to mismanage it. But again, look at Tim Hardaway Jr. 80, 77, and 79. Those are the amount of games he's played the last 3 years. So they're getting an old school mentality on a team that appreciates that, and they don't have to deal with, is he going to play? Look at the LaMelo Ball trade to Minnesota, and everybody, they got the greatest backcourt now in the NBA. Well, LaMelo Ball's played like two
hurt
years
all the
out
time.
of the last 6.
That gene pool for that family, you got to stay away from that thing. Yeah, that thing has not been that's been a bad one. But you're right. There's only one thing worse than bad play or poor play is no play.
And look at the Heat trade for Giannis. Everybody says, well, injury is a concern. But look at how many games he's played across his 13 years.
Right.
And it will surprise you if you haven't looked at it, because he plays all the time.
So if I get into everybody out there, if Giannis can play 65 games this year, you're missing 17 games. You all right with that?
That's great.
Me too.
Healthy going.
Never thought I'd say it.
Going into the playoffs.
Never thought I'd say that. And a little sore on the second night, and I rip everybody comes in town that does that to us, and they don't play. Like the Golden State Warriors. Steph comes in, played against Orlando the night before, and of course they all sit when they get here. Jimmy Butler with that big ugly ass smile on his face didn't play either. All right, hey, we got to go to break, man. We got a lot of stuff here. We say good morning to everybody. Plenty of news out there. I'll tell you what, World Cup got a lot of help yesterday. That French team, France, they put on a show, man. Mbappe,
you called it, Joe. You called it last in the interview yesterday with
that's
Paul
cheating
Tenorio.
a little bit.
They're
That's
the team.
That was cheating a
Come
little
on,
bit.
you know your soccer, Joe.
No, I don't. But I'm aware of the history of okay, so where all the great players coming from is a lot of them on that. A lot of them coming from France, man. They got some athletic dudes there. So anyway, and did you realize this? Mbappe and our guy Messi played together at PSG. I did not, for some reason, realize that Neymar was also on that team.
I think they won the Champions League, I believe.
I don't know if they won.
I
don't think that's why.
That's not true.
They did not win it.
I'm getting the head shake.
The big three did not win, and that's why they got ripped. They got rid of all three of them, and they've won it twice.
Messi came here and won a lot of trophies.
No. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Messi got ripped over there too. That's why one of the reasons I think we got him. He goes, all right, I'm ready to get the hell out of here. Barcelona, you guys are financially a mess. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm going back to Inter Miami. Jorge Mas, where are you? I want to talk to you a little bit. All right. Hey, listen, I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers this morning, man. You need to check out this incredible Chevy lineup. You're starting to look around. Let's talk about trucks, man. If you like trucks and you're looking for a new truck, check out the Chevy Colorado. I call the Chevy Colorado a truck made for South Florida lifestyle. It really is. Whether it's the Colorado Custom to the ZR2, boy, it's got everything you could ever want. But if you want to get into more specifics of the big dog, the Chevy Silverado. Oh, my gosh, the Custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV. They got 10 models with 4 powerful engine choices for you. Whether you're pulling a big boat or just have heavy workloads every day, that's how you make a living out of the back of that truck. I want to let you know Silverado makes a truck absolutely perfect for you. Strength, dependability, and efficiency. and durability, but also a truck for the family. Whatever it is you're looking for, they make that truck. Could be the powerful LTZ, or it could be a Chevy Silverado HD, whatever it is. Check it out. 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. You're in for a great experience, man. I hope you'll stop, take a little test drive in that big Silverado truck, and we got a truck absolutely perfect for you and your lifestyle. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, let's drive. what we talk about, just so you know. It doesn't matter what age you are. Dave Hyde's finding out too. Doesn't matter. We like to know how everybody's doing with the ladies. We do. And Dave Hyde and I are both married. David's the original.
So we're out of the conversation.
We're out. But so Jamie came in today and he came clean. He said, "Hey man, I wasn't here yesterday." And I said, "Yeah, man, you said you're a little sick." He goes, and one thing I love about him, he goes, "No, I wasn't sick." He goes, "I was out, as you called it, a swipe right."
Swipe right night.
He was on a swipe right night, and it went well. And he ended up, and he had to make a decision. He said it was getting late. He had to make a decision. He had to make a business decision.
On his left shoulder was Joe.
And by the way, he knew my one weakness is I'd rather have a guy tell me, I got to be honest with you, I had a few drinks, and the date was going a lot better than I thought, because he had in a little slump, but
that's exactly what happened.
And you got rolling, but he didn't hit me with the flat tire. You didn't hit me with you did go flu bug, but
I said I wasn't feeling well, which at the time I had a couple of drinks in me. It wasn't a total lie.
Yeah, but I can't get mad. Dave,
that
we're
is
laughing.
your soft spot, right, Joe?
That's
the one. Just keep coming with that one, okay?
That was. I mean, I don't want to see you doing that like 3 times a week or something. That was outstanding.
No, I don't want to make that a habit by any means. I felt really bad that I wasn't in yesterday, but
you didn't feel that bad.
You got to do what you got to do.
You're feeling pretty good. Let's admit it, right?
No. Is this one got a chance to see her again?
I think we're hanging out again this weekend. Yeah, Joe.
There's nothing I can say. That's a drop the mic moment. You're looking out. You know that's also important.
That's get out jail free. Get out jail free with that excuse, Jamie. You can just keep bringing that one.
Yeah, I just asked both these guys because all day Dan Day, also very active man out there as a single man, and both these guys they're using the app, the dating apps. How many of those things are out there that everybody's using now?
There's a ton of them out there.
Yeah, but there's kind of a couple.
Do you guys use the same one, or is there like a
Hinge?
I'd say the big 3 is like
Bumble,
Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder.
Oh, Tinder. Yeah. Which one was Omar when he used to come in here? Omar is a man in his 50s. What's he? Because I got to tell you, man, they load up. He puts whatever his stuff. He gets like 8 or 9 fresh ones all the time.
I don't know what Omar.
He's a rock star.
I don't think Omar's in his 50s, Joe. Just he's gonna correct
40s.
that.
40s. Sorry. Is he 40s? Thank you, Dave. Well, you worked with him. I can't question that. Sorry, Omar. I didn't mean to do that. But and he was coming in, sharing stuff, and it was like, yeah, I don't know which one he was using though. I'm not sure which one. But you guys have both had. All day, have you had success, or has it been a drought for you, if you don't mind me getting into your personal stuff?
Yeah, so I matched with someone and we're going back and forth messaging, because you message on the app. You don't. So finally I was like, enough is enough. I'm going to be in the building all day Sunday here at the radio station because I'm doing some work behind the scenes. I said, she can stop by. We have a food court downstairs. So I said, hey, I'll be at the Citadel Sunday afternoon. Swing by. I'd love to meet you. Love to hang out, buy you some lunch. Here's my phone number. So got to be about like 2:30 and my phone starts going off. And I was like, oh, this is it. But it was Danny Rabinowitz texting me about the
show. Oh, my God. Ultimate downer right there. Oh, my gosh. What a letdown that would be, man. Waiting to see if this girl, you hear that girl's voice and it's Woody calling you. Oh, my gosh. Hey, you're going to be there, right? You're good to go.
So that's the next step. Take it off the platform to your actual phone. And you never got that call, huh?
I think it's done. I'm sorry. We've gone radio silence for it's Wednesday now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got them for all ages, Dave, if we ever do get in that situation. Now, so we've had some of our friends, without saying names, that said, hey, man, I'm single. And you guys, and Bo and I were together, and the guy was asking, and we're just sitting there. He goes, well, what's it looking like? What's the market looking like? I go, dude, the one in person is outstanding. And we started naming Lobster Bar. We named a couple of restaurants where good-looking women from 50 into their 70s, women that look good now. Look good, Dave. At our age, we can say that. Jamie probably wouldn't think that. All day would think that
You
all
might
day.
have an older woman complex. We don't know. We don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, but anyway, just very aggressive women have been single out there and like, hey, you gonna buy me a drink and we're gonna go do something or what? So we were giving them reports and
He's not swiping right though. He's
no, he didn't want to get
he
into the
didn't
whole
he didn't
swipe
want
thing.
that whole thing.
No, he's old. We call that old school, where you like to go out on the hunt.
You
a
actually
little bit.
meet people.
Yeah, where
and
you go
talk
out
to
and
them.
meet them. You can get a
Size
feel.
them up within 10
Yeah,
seconds.
you get out there and it sounds like I'm single right now. But you go out there and you know.
But then you're really rolling the dice. You know, with the dating app, if you get one to agree to go out with you,
No, that's different.
That's your girl. You know, that's who you're going out with.
But let me give you the other side of that. Women have been known to lie about the picture, physically what they look like.
You know, Joe, I had that happen for the first time, not with this girl the other night, but like a couple of weeks ago, a month ago. First time I've had one that really didn't look like her profile.
What'd you notice? A little heavier than
a little
the picture.
heavier than the
Okay.
pictures.
A little older.
No, not
No,
older.
I think it's usually the weight.
It's
the weight thing. That's a big one.
She must have edited those photos or
Well,
something.
guess what? That's what's beautiful about my eyes and everybody else that is old school, because Perk and I have had this talk.
There you go. Perk
used to
could be
like
part
to
of
go
this.
old school, and he liked to go out and see what's at the bar and get a feel. And you can kind of see people kind of look at each other and flirt a little bit with their eyes and all that stuff. And you get to physically, while you're sitting, what are you giving me that look for?
I'm just sitting here thinking, when's the last time you did this show? Like
Well, I'm out-
but
no.
I know 3 decades or 4 decades ago. But
Let me tell you
I
why.
guess you're right. It is typically, you know, just like if you know you meet somebody, could you be good friends with them? You meet somebody of the opposite sex. You know, as you get older, you know, within like 30 seconds. What are you laughing at now, Joe?
No, I'm just laughing that I'm thinking about our bars the night before games when sometimes the Dolphins buy the whole hotel, and that's bad because now it's shut down and none of the fans and people can come in. They're used to going to that bar. A lot of those bars are nice downstairs. And I mean, if you want to stay out and get in a little trouble, there's the fans are sitting there drinking and hoping some of the players will come out. They never do because they're pretty locked up now. It's a different world out there. But I always crack up and seeing this and seeing some of the guys we're talking about over there working a little bit at the bar, you know, night before they have to do their job. So yeah,
I know a Dolphin player, previous era in Buffalo, who the night before the game closed the deal with the woman saying, "I'm going to score a touchdown for you." That closed the deal. He said.
Dave, hey, listen, I don't need anything, but let me tell you, I'm going to score a touchdown. What are you going to do for me? You get a touchdown from me tomorrow. What do you want? You know, yeah. All right. So anyway, hey, we got a lot of stuff. I enjoyed the hell, by the way, out of this game with France. France is really fun to watch. They do things a little different. Some of these games are really hard for me to watch, to be very honest. And I hear the crowds and I feel the passion of every country and they do those shots going back to all these countries and you see tens of thousands of people cheering out in the street and high-fiving each other. But sometimes when there's not a lot of scoring opportunities, they can be really, really, when they get a little too defensive, they're hard to watch. Unless you grew up with the sport. Now, there's people who grew up with it that appreciate everything about them and style of play and all that, but that's not me. But when you see these guys, the speed and the talent of that team from France, and I don't know if they're going to win it. Listen, there's a chance they don't win it. And Mbappe finishing, it's a different deal. Messi, what he's doing, both those guys are former teammates with the PSG, are just playing out of this world right now.
To your point, Joe, it's the first time in World Cup history that a team has scored goals in 5 straight games. France.
Three goals in every. They've scored at least 3 goals.
5 straight World Cup games,
crazy.
which, you know, not a lot of consistent scoring. To your point, and I agree. I love soccer, but that is the games. It is the question.
Let me ask you. I heard this, and it's an interesting one because it's not for me, only because I have been passionate about the soccer in this country, but talking about United States, because now everybody's coming, oh, they got a chance to go to this, and this, and if everything goes right, they can be there at the end. And I'm like, hey man, let's slow down a little bit. How much pressure?
They have a chance to beat Bosnia. There's a lot of pressure on them to beat Bosnia, because if they don't tonight, if they don't win tonight, then it's like they've taken a step back. And this is the team. All of them are playing overseas. Most of them are playing for
they have good guys.
Pulisic is playing for in the Italian league, and he's a star in the Italian league. A lot of them have nice roles on European teams.
Yeah,
and so,
that's one thing about it. A lot more of our guys are not just playing in our league here,
right? And so this is the team that you expect to, and they're favored to beat Bosnia. So there's pressure on them.
Germany thought that too. So, I mean, you got to be careful, right? Last thing you want to do is getting penalty kicks and at the end of a game to see what's going to happen. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. USA, Bosnia, I think 8 o'clock start tonight. 8
o'clock.
Yeah, we may have to stay up and watch that one.
I'll be up watching, yeah.
Just go a little less sleep and a little more coffee in the morning. Probably we'll do it. Hey, we're going to go to break here. We do have a lot of news. Sergei, man, is gone. Panther fans, no. Big Bob, no more Big Bob here. That's done.
That's a weird one. I'm surprised he didn't come off his.
I thought
he demanded, because he loved it here. He seemed to love it here. He's got a great team, and so he gets a few extra years. I mean, look, everybody can make their own financial decisions, and he's earned the right to, and all that. But
he could not expect though. So he's a smart guy. He knew the situation here. Everybody's taking less to play together to try to win championships. That's kind of been, right? All these guys last year took a little less money. Now some of them got longer contracts to stay around later in their careers. And I was surprised. I thought Big Bob would join the party.
A little. All of them taking a little less, but if he signs 6 years, $42 million, something like that in Toronto, as the rumor, he's getting a lot more. So the Panthers were often, I think, I don't know, half that probably as far as years.
You know a lot, man. Sometimes you come on here and you thought,
well, I got to be careful what I say.
No, I know, and I got to be careful that I can't rat you out. So it's really hard. But
this was known. The Panthers. This has been at the trade deadline.
You were right about one thing. He definitely knew he had, because Edmonton. They're saying Edmonton and Toronto both interested.
Yeah. Well, he grew up in Siberia, and if he'd go to Edmonton, that's like the Siberia of the NHL. Yeah. So good luck there. Have fun.
Yeah, but I'm with you, man. Because when he was playing poorly and they tried to trade him, he didn't want to go anywhere. He said he liked it here.
Yeah.
And part of it was the Russian culture down here. He liked. There's a Russian area down here. So,
but let's remember our manners. Say thank you. What a great.
Oh no.
What a great.
There's
4 years he had with the Panthers.
There is no hatred. No hatred for this guy. Did everything the right way. You hear about his work ethic, kept his mouth shut, and he just worked. Anyway, hey, we got to go to break here. We're running super late. I apologize. It's on me once again. All day, Dan Day. I'm just a format mistake. I know. Terrible. Hurricane season, man. I want to tell you about Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Chev, the CEO over there, man, I got you, brother. I got you. Their windows, Hurricane Category 5 rated. Talking about great products. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with zero down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. You got no leaky roof, replace your old roof now. You can pay later. And they also have added something in the last couple years, roof repairs. They got groups that go out now when you're going, I just want to patch it up. I don't want to fix it. I don't want a brand new roof. They're too expensive right now. Okay, well, we also take care of the repairs for you. And best part is Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. So what I'm telling you is don't wait for the next storm. It is hurricane season. It's going to start getting a little bit loud around here, and you'll start seeing all those little storms coming in off the Atlantic. You want to make sure you're protected, man. Now's the time to get your home protected. Whether you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, doesn't matter. Loctite Impact is the name you need to remember and know. So call today, 954-500-LOCK. That's 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff during working hours. Will answer all your questions, or go to LoctiteImpact.com and you can learn more about Chev and the folks at Loctite. Tonight, USA, Bosnia. See what happens. And then Friday night, another game I'm kind of looking forward to. Hey, I'm with everybody else, man, talking about this. I've watched more of this World Cup this year than I don't know if it's because it's here and we got games in our backyard. I find myself a lot more interested this time around.
And you get locked into, there's a game every afternoon,
Yeah.
and you start just piling up the games.
I think
watching.
having that first game early afternoon has been real nice because I get
great.
home,
Yeah.
I'm done with everything, and I can just sit back and no kids running around. That's one thing about David, for us getting a little older. I don't have Woody's got 2 little guys ready to go 24 hours a day. And Max and
I'm sitting
Leon.
in the Barca Lounger and enjoying. What I love is the fan bases, the Norwegian.
That really is.
The
You know what?
Norwegian
It is a
rowers.
big part of it. Who said that the other day? Was that you or somebody else was saying, kind of the part is you see the fan bases and they take those shots back to the countries, not to mention the ones that are coming over here. When we were kind of, the tickets are so expensive, nobody's coming over here. And I'm like, wrong.
They came.
Wrong. And they're getting their money's worth. They're having fun. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. I don't know very much about the USA team playing on the West Coast, but now Bosnia, and we'll see what happens. But I would love to see in the finals our guy down here, Messi, and Mbappe playing against each other. Argentina, I don't know how realistic it is because I don't know how good Argentina is. I know France is really good, though.
Well, that was the final 4 years ago.
That's right. And by the way, Mbappe, for getting ripped for how bad he is on the club teams, he sure is good. When it comes to the country, he's real good. I guess they're going to start liking him over there. I'm telling you, man, I was over there for a week on a vacation, and my wife really wanted to go on, and we went over there and we had fun, and they did not like him.
Well, that's
He
like
did
that's
not
like
leave
a
on
that's
good
like
terms.
a Dolphin fan saying, "Hey, Dan Marino didn't win the Super Bowl." So
Yeah, but he had left, and they were like, because he was on that.
Yeah.
Listen, PSG is the best team in the country, in the world. Real Madrid and PSG have been basically 1 and 2, and so he left and went to Real Madrid, and it just, a lot of people over there in the Paris area were not big fans of his. But I'll tell you what, you wouldn't know that when he's scoring goals for the country. This is a whole different deal than the club and the country.
He's a bum. He's a bum. Scores for the country. We love him.
We love him. Yeah. No, they've flipped, and he's enjoying it, the whole thing, and scores. And and Messi. Listen, Messi has been fantastic. Both those guys with 6 goals now in this tournament. So Messi came in. Hell, he came in late in the last game to score. So yeah, you've got all that, and then we got all the other news coming on here, and we're just talking about Big Bob. I like Big Bob, man. I do. So Sergei is off in free agency. We'll see what the numbers look like.
How about if he goes to Toronto and the Panthers face him in the playoffs? You can see this happening. He goes from a market where,
it's not.
There
the
are
Toronto
Panthers
market.
fans, but they're
Not like Toronto.
Toronto is
Toronto's
so intense.
That's different level.
Yeah. So I see how
they've
he
had their
handles that.
heartache up there too. They haven't seen anything close to a championship with all the money they're spending. They're a little frustration up there. But yeah, and it's so. I'm with you. I thought Big Bob. You didn't seem really sold on it the last couple. I go, he's got.
No, I thought he was going.
Money.
I thought there were too many signs from the Panthers and from Bobrovsky. The fact they hadn't. Look, anybody who gets to free agency is gone, right? The time for a team to sign him is before,
right?
And there were no signs, anything I heard that anything was happening. All I heard was there's a big margin between them.
Yeah. Well, Jacob Markstrom is now gonna be the guy who was with the Devils. Did not have a great year last year either, and so he's gonna be coming down.
Originally drafted by the Panthers, 2008. Was the Panthers goalie in 2010-11, I believe. And then he was traded when Roberto Luongo came back here, traded to Vancouver in the Roberto Luongo trade. So some history.
He's been around a while. And Evan Rodriguez is one of the guys that's going to be gone. And, of course, Jesper Boquist also is gone. They pick up Garnett Hathaway from the Flyers for some draft picks, big physical guy.
We're going to have to rank the Panthers fighters. I mean, because a lot of their fighters are scorers too, but I was looking up the nastiest players to play against in the NHL. The Panthers now have 4 of them, 4 of the top 5. Tom Wilson of Washington is the 5th, but it's like, okay, Tampa Bay wants to make it a little nasty.
I still
Let's
can't
go.
get a read. Paul Maurice comes on a lot. And the Tampa Bay coach is one of the best in the business. He is.
Yes.
Coach of the
Yeah.
Canadian team.
Yeah,
He's very well respected. But to me, that's real Bush League to do to another guy in preseason. I'm sure there's reason for it. They all downplayed it. Paul Maurice refused to, we're going to get even or any of that stuff. But, yeah, they've gone out of their way a few times, including before the season started, calling up some guys to do nothing but show up and try to beat the crap out of some of the guys for the Panthers. That's all that was
They're
about.
trying to get in the Panthers' heads and all that. But
before it started.
The Panthers, look, Paul Maurice is just out of the same vein. Old school coach. He doesn't mind fighting. In fact, remember when Matthew Tkachuk and Pastrnak from Boston got in a fight in the playoff series, he goes, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
These two he thinks like a lot of the olders, that's part of the game, and it should be part of the game, and let's go. And so while, I'm sure they thought there was, what the Panthers never did after all the fighting that Tampa Bay, you never heard one word of complaint or that's Bush League or, we'll remember.
You heard it from others outside and,
but not inside the Panthers.
Those guys, but no, those guys stay away from it.
That's what they want to do.
We'll take care of it if we have to. We're going to be prepared and we know what they want to do and everything else. Yeah, you're right there. Hey, we got 7 o'clock hour coming up here. Timmy Hardaway Jr. is father and son now going to play with the Miami Heat as Timmy Hardaway Jr. from Palmetto High School. The Palmetto High School, man, it's amazing.
That's a great story. How fun would that be near the end of your career? He's 34, still productive. I mean,
I'm guessing still you grow up down here, probably still spends a lot of time down here in the off season, like most athletes. To be able to get
now you're playing on the court where your dad's jersey hangs up in the rafters. That's be a fun story and a perfect fit for the
great
Heat.
Crossover, man. Timmy and it's so funny. We look at Timmy and Zoe and those teams almost like championship teams. I don't know what how you try, and I know they didn't win anything. Zoe obviously won one with Shaq and Dwayne, but and was a big part of it. But I look at those guys. I love that team. I truly enjoyed that group of guys.
That era against the Knicks especially was as a columnist, it was a great to cover because the theater, you had Pat Riley, the ex-Knicks coach, but just Pat Riley talking every day about what was going on. I mean, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's funny, the championships we've had with the Panthers and the couple with the Marlins and some with the Heat, and then going way back, which I wasn't around here, was when the Dolphins in the 70s. But
I still remember after Allen Houston's shot went in to the Knicks beat the Heat in that series, brutal series that year, talking to Riley after his press conference, me and a couple other writers, and he said, guys, I'm going to go lay down and bleed for a while.
Yeah.
And walked away.
Yeah.
And the pain of those games.
Oh, no, Pat was on both sides of that thing, man. No question about that. Hey, we got to go to break. We do have 7 o'clock hour. A lot more stuff to get to here. Got some Dolphin stuff as well coming up here in the show. But first, I do want to talk to you about Super Sure. Yes, sir. I want to talk to some folks out there. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for that renewal. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps in the risks. That's why I'm introducing Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just buy a policy online. Super Sure is a super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with your year-round support, you and your team. So you get it all at Super Sure. You can access tools like Fine Print Facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you know exactly what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth. So you know exactly what you need and what's protected. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com, paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito, and when you want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. The World Football Scoreboard is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is truly unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra Spicy Margaritas with Casamigos and unrivaled views all tournament. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views. First things first, U.S. men's national team plays Bosnia and Herzegovina tonight at 8 o'clock in San Francisco. Yesterday, Mexico defeated Ecuador 2-0. France crushed Sweden 3-0, and Norway defeated Ivory Coast 2-1. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season's coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures in the high 80s with a high chance of rain around 6 o'clock tonight. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show on 104.3 FM WQAM.
And welcome back here for the 7 o'clock hour. We got some new players. Panthers get a new goaltender and Jacob Markstrom. Also get Garnett Hathaway from the Flyers, a forward, and the Heat get Tim Hardaway Jr. So, and by the way, Fontecchio also re-signed a guy that played a little bit, didn't play big minutes, but played some. Coming back, looking for shooters.
I'm about to put Joe on my new venture, a column up on Substack. You know, my home for the homeless.
Yeah, man, you got to get people on that, man. You
no.
And I'm not just saying it because we're working together and we're friends. You're really, man. A lot of people can't write. I'm terrible myself, you know. Dude, you got a great skill, man. People like and they miss. That's why, you know, Sun Sentinel. They can keep you around for 36 years because they thought you're a really nice guy.
I hope not. I hope, because I'm not that nice either. But
yeah, you are.
But anyways, this column I'm going to put up on. I've been doing. Look at the Heat. Everybody said they needed 3-point shooting around Giannis and Bam, right? Well, look, Bobby Portis was 45.6 on 3-pointers last year. Second in the league.
I don't think anybody realized he was such a good. I thought he was more of an inside player.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was a 3-point shooter.
45 point. Then you get Wiggins, 41.4. He's 13th in the league last year. And Tim Hardaway, 40.7, 23rd in the league. That's nice. Now you got some, you know, pieces to work with. That space the floor and give Giannis some and Bam some room, because I think it'll take a while for them to figure out exactly how to play together. But what I love this. Now Pat Riley's back relevant in the league. You know, you're not sitting there, oh, he's too old. You got Eric Spoelstra, who has pieces to work with to, you know, not just try to improve and not just try to make the playoffs, but to go far in the playoffs. And the Heat are back to being the Heat, I think, again.
You know, this going to be a good test for Spo. From this standpoint, you got to adjust to what you have, and that's.
Yeah, but he always has, hasn't he?
I mean, pretty much he has. But you got different kind of players now. You got Giannis, a very unique player, man. Is the most athletic guy he's had.
Here's the thing about Spo. His career is so fascinating. Everybody knows he started at video and worked way up, but he's the Olympic coach now. But when he started with the Olympics, he'd won 2 titles, and they named him basically the scout team coach. He wanted to work with the Olympics, and yeah, we got a spot for you. You've won 2 titles, but start at the bottom rung of the Olympic coaching, and he worked his way up through that. That's just, you know, I
am dying to see what this thing looks like once he figures out exactly what, you know, we got a good idea, like outside shooters going to be outside shooters, but how they play together. Defensively, he's not always happy. That's why some of the guys
got a great defensive team.
And now all of a sudden, you got some guys.
And imagine if LeBron is. No, you know, I watched ESPN yesterday, and they were all Golden State. It was all about Golden State.
I think that kind of died out a little bit when Washington came out and said Davis, and by the way, they already signed their old center to come back too. Gave him pretty good money to come back. I think they think, unless LeBron really wants to play with Steph Curry and stay in California where he's close to his home
and be
in Southern
with
California.
Guys his age.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go.
He and Draymond look like they're pretty close. I didn't realize how close they were, and they're doing a lot of stuff together.
LeBron and Jimmy Butler. How?
Let me ask you, what's it about for LeBron? Because
there it is. That's a question.
do you want to go to a team? Because we can all pick it. Every radio show in the country can give them a pretty good idea who's going to be. Like Oklahoma City and San Antonio, if you're about winning a championship, those wouldn't be bad places to go. Honestly, Nick's going to run this thing back. What do you think about that? I heard some people go, he should play for New York.
If I was New York, I'd be trying to get him. But it sounds like the three finalists, at least publicly, the three public finalists, because who knows?
Go ahead,
LeBron's
give me Cleveland, Miami.
Cleveland, Miami, and Golden State, right?
Yeah, that was the original three.
And if those are the finalists, if it's about winning, you come here. Because that will give you the best chance. You're not going to get past.
They're saying that in 4 or 5 different cities. Exactly what you just said.
Those three finalists. That if those are the three finalists, Miami is the best choice. Cleveland.
What? Cleveland got a pretty good team.
You have James Harden. That's all you need to know.
No, I agree. I'm not a James Harden fan.
Okay, and Golden State. It'd be fun with all those space cowboy age guys, but you're not going to get past Oklahoma City or San Antonio. Are you going to even get healthy through the season?
Those guys in NBA were pushing for that love affair for Steph and LeBron to be good. Hey, it would be great for the NBA. I get it. They have the old guy.
Why they're pushing, and this is inside media, because Golden State talks to them. Golden State talks to the Heat don't talk to any national reporters.
That's true.
And so that works against you when it's a conversation like this.
Yeah.
Where's LeBron going to go? Well, the Heat aren't saying, other than his agent saying, yeah, they're interested. That's about it.
Oh, one thing we do find out, when Heat are going hard after somebody, they're going, oh, the Heat have been on this since day one. Giannis going back and thought they had a deal done before Milwaukee pulled out at the trade deadline. I'm curious to see, man, but there's a lot of sports talk shows this morning talking about LeBron coming to their city. If it's not about money, and he says not,
and it's not, because
he's worth.
It's going to be around $6 million a year. It sounds like, and that's shocking considering if he re-signed with the Lakers, they didn't offer him, but it was $48 million was about on the 48.5. I think was the deal. So, but Golden State's offer I think is like 6.5, and that's what the Heat have. So
one thing about LeBron, he keeps his business, it's pretty tight. It's nothing's just, hey, put your best offer in, and we'll take a look. And LeBron said, put it all together, let me know, and I'll make some decisions.
But Joe, what do you think about him going back to Golden State? Do you think that'd be a bad look with him being like a rival with them for so many years in Cleveland, and now he's playing for them?
No, I think we're past that in sports, aren't we? Yeah. Everybody goes everywhere.
I don't know.
First of all, LeBron's already been beaten up for coming here.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah, but he didn't go join the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but when he joined this team, he was the piece. Like, it was literally more than anybody, like championship or nothing. Matter of fact, they came up short the first year and they were ripping them.
I remember the first time they went on the road, and that year they played in Memphis, and he got booed. And he came and he was asking a couple reporters afterwards, why are they booing me? What did I do to Memphis? I didn't even know I had a relationship with Memphis. And he goes, no, you're the bad guy now. Everywhere you go,
everywhere
you're the bad guy.
The decision, everybody that showed the decision did not go over real well.
And here we are 16 years later, the decision too. Isn't it weird where we're and the Heat are in the mix?
We've seen so many look what Kevin Durant did. He's on Oklahoma City. They're up in the series against Golden State. Golden State comes back and beats them, and he joins Golden State, and they killed him. They crushed them. Everybody was mad. How do you do that, Kevin Durant? You're one of the best players. And at that point, Kevin Durant was truly one of the best players in the NBA. So I think
I don't think LeBron going to Golden State, everybody thinks, oh, wait, when he was with Cleveland back in 2000, what year was that?
What, 16 to 18?
A decade ago. I don't think that would be held against him.
You got a lot of guys too, man. Steph Curry ain't playing. His days of playing big.
That
big
would
schedule.
be. Steph Curry is so popular, and I understand why, but that LeBron joining him would be seen as a plus.
I'll be honest with you. Golden State comes to town and he's on that team.
But that team's
it's a hot ticket with just Steph Curry by itself. But now you get LeBron and Steph Curry together.
that team's just like a farewell tour, though.
Right,
That's
That's
not
all
really
it is.
competing.
You're right.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Jamie. That you're right.
It's Space Cowboys. Remember how they
What
used
are
to
they-
play 5 years ago? They
How beaten up. I mean, those guys, when they're out for a long
The
time.
geriatric warriors,
Yeah. I don't know if you can play with a bunch of guys on closer to 40 than 30, and in some cases over 40.
He wants to win. Come down here.
That's it. This is the best chance to win. You got to come to the East.
I don't know if this is the best chance
this is,
to win.
Well,
hold on. Let me get my homer hat here. Hold on a second.
Assuming San Antonio and Oklahoma City are out of the mix. I mean, those are he goes there. That's, he's just going there for the ring. But if you're going for some sense of your career, like you've had a background there, and so you either go to Cleveland or here, or Golden State. I just don't think they can get out of the West. So, how important is winning in the final chapter, and how important is it to have fun playing cards with the guys on the flights? I mean, it'd be a lot of fun.
He say he wants to be happy and have fun.
Isn't South Florida all about happy and having
listen,
fun?
I'm guessing he liked it down there. He stayed, right? 4 years. Looked like he had a good time.
He liked,
won 2 championships. I know he had a
learned
good
how to
time with
win.
that.
He keeps talking about things he learned here. So and everybody's gotten over the bitter exit of
No,
this.
that's done. That's
he knows Spo, he knows Riley, he knows it's the same organization. He knows what they're about. So I don't know. You don't think it's going to happen here?
You know what's crazy? You think his wife really wants him to come back here and play? No, I'm throwing that out. I am.
Why are you throwing that out?
Because I think she got a little say-so in this. I don't know how much.
You think she wants to go back to Cleveland?
I think she likes right where she is. Maybe or go home.
That is one of the things is if he stays on the West Coast, his family is still there. So, but
well, he's going to make this whole thing with free agency very, very interesting.
Don't you hope he has a half-hour show again? The decision to actually just make it like a 30-second show.
He's out of his prime now. Joking. I got to tell you, I was shocked to hear Kawhi Leonard going back to the Raptors signed off on. I want to go back and play for the Raptors. He couldn't wait to get out of there after that year. He got his championship. He could not wait, and made it very clear he wanted to go to Southern California because that was home.
I think he was the Heat's second option if Giannis didn't come here. They were going to have to do something, and now whether they.
By the way, speaking of the East, does Kawhi Leonard playing with Barnes, Scotty Barnes, that end up being he's been a hell of a player. Speaking of a guy from South Florida, played some high school basketball down here, and Barrett had a nice year. Those three together, I know they lose Ingram going to the Clippers as part of that deal, but if Kawhi could stay 65 games or so with those bad knees, not a bad team.
No.
10 games over 500 last year.
It's like the East isn't a pushover. You got who knows what's going to happen in Boston. The Knicks are obviously the champs, and if they can recreate that again, but they're going to be a tough team.
We have some other stuff to get here. We've been bouncing around, and we haven't talked much about football, and there's going to be a lot of time here still with the guys have a few more weeks off of vacation before camp starts up. I like read stuff every day and see what's coming in on the team and stuff, and so they came out with one guy that's been a disappointment in camp according to the media in South Florida. And I went to half the events probably out there, half the practice, OTAs and mini camps. Dave, you were out there for some of them. This thing about Ben Sims, tight end, 3 years. You haven't heard that name a lot about Ben Sims, but they had him in Green Bay and he was in Minnesota. So again, our guys know him really well. I thought these guys are writing articles about he's been one of the biggest disappointments. And I'm like, what? Who's saying that? All they're doing is basically throwing and catching. He's been really good. Now, I don't know how much he's going to play, but I don't mind people saying stuff. I really don't. But Ben Sims, Every time I turn around, looks real smooth running, runs real well. And he hasn't done much now, 3 years. He hasn't done much, but they're getting on this guy. Now, they drafted a guy in the 3rd round that I think is going to end up playing a lot. I just, if I was out there and the guy was dropping the ball and fumbling around and looked stiff, but he looked really good. And so, and I know we're going to get articles, and you can't do every time somebody writes something.
Don't make the whole media. Did somebody one person write an
Yeah,
article?
one guy from out of town wrote.
Oh, okay.
But he said it was according to our local writers, and I didn't see any writers say that Ben Sims didn't look good. So I'm just like, and I know everybody's got to do articles on all their teams, right, and cover them for things, but like, I'm not worried about the tight end position. I'm actually
not worried about anything in June unless somebody's like 40 pounds overweight. I mean, come on.
Well, they're saying he's got to pick it up in camp. I said, well, you're right.
Okay.
Camp's all that matters when you put your pads on. But at the same time, don't like Ben Sims. He must be going, what? Yeah, he just wasn't the case. Anyway, we got more too because they're doing this best rookie thing. Who's going to be the best rookie on this huge rookie class of guys? This thing's clear cut who's going to be the best player. I'm telling you right now before we put pads on who's going to be the best player. We're going to have that for you when we come back here in just a moment. Yeah, I got that
tease there, Joe.
That was a bit of a tease. I'm teasing you, bro. I'm teasing you. Yeah, but don't get too creative on this who's going to be the best player because he ended up being one of the best players on the team by the end of the year too. Hey, I want to talk to you about something very, very important. Having a great sports medicine program right here in your backyard. Baptist Health South Florida Sports Medicine Program is unbelievable. You talk about putting together some of the top specialists from around the country and having great facilities and great team doctors. That's how you become one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. That's why so many athletes, high school, college, professional athletes from around the country, as well as Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins, all trust those great doctors every day with any kind of injury. Whether you play team sports or individual sports, hey, it's the good news, bad news. The good news is it's great to be able to get out there and run around and still compete no matter what age you are, your kids are going through, and you know how it works. So sooner or later, everybody gets injured. Then you need these great doctors, and, man, they are fantastic. Some of the best specialists for knee, shoulder, foot, and ankle, hand, back, hip, and knee replacement, Achilles. You talk about an all-star lineup of doctors. Reason I'm talking about it, next time you get injured, you're going to be able to see those same doctors that work on all those athletes every day. All you have to do is visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. Dade or Broward, doesn't matter. We got great facilities, including up in Broward County. Great place, 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. We call it Dr. Swartzen territory up there. It's a great place to be for great results the next time you get injured. All right, welcome back. Good morning to everybody out there. Dave Hyde in with us all day, Dan Day, and Jamie in here. The all-night Fox, man. All-night Fox out there just
He was like Jacob Markstrom the last time I was here. He was not hitting well, and
it was below 200 before. But I got to tell you, he has picked it up.
Sounded like he had a big night, 4 for 4 a couple nights ago.
You know, I didn't buy.
Marcy, now I'm Otto Lopez.
I don't know about Otto Lopez. You have to wait a second on that. I need more than one night. Yeah. You can't do it. You can't be Otto Lopez in one good night.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. We're trying.
I need some follow-up.
You got to put a few nights together.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We're trending in the right direction.
Few series
though.
together.
Starting to find my swing here.
Dave Hyde's finding out here that I lived through you guys when you come in. You and All Day have all-night stories and something great happened.
Joe just lit up when you said, well, I had to miss work because
I knew yesterday because I told him I wouldn't buy it. I said he had a baseball hangover.
I heard
staying up late.
I heard you guys, kind of giving me some stuff on the show yesterday and had to come in and just clear things up. And also, like, I was working. Like, I do work from home. Like, even though I'm not in here, like, I'm still doing my job.
Yeah.
So I want to, clear that up as well.
I have nothing but respect for the way you go after this swiping business you're into. I mean, he gets knocked down or the girl doesn't call him back after she says, hey, let's go to a game, and he gets all fired up and she goes, oh, I can't make it, or he can't get a hold of her. And he hangs in there. He's like, all right, she's out. But I mean, the competitive spirit, you can tell he's a
What
a hockey
what would
guy.
you say your batting average would be? It would be above 200 or below 200?
I'd say I'm above 200.
Okay.
Like if we're putting it in baseball terms, yeah. I'm a 240, 250 hitter. I'm not a great player.
With some power.
With some power, yeah.
I got to tell you, the only other guy is this Omar stuff and Brian Monroe, who also.
I hear Monroe's the king. I don't even know him, but
I don't know where Brian Monroe is picking out tins. I mean, his stuff. He comes in here occasionally, and I haven't worked with Brian for a while, but Brian Monroe would come in, and I go, all right. And he knew. He was prepared when he came in. He goes, look at this. And I go.
Everybody knows what Joe wants to see, right?
It was one after the other. It was like just knockouts. Combination packages, too, for people aware of different combinations of a little Latin. And
you mean like more than one girl, or are you just saying like different kinds of girls?
No. Like there might be a combination,
a Midwestern look, and
it could be a little Colombian in
Venezuela,
them, could be a little Jamaican in them. I mean,
just all over the board.
Oh yeah, and they have put together some of the great combination packages of all time here in South Florida. I mean, just to look at for me, but for you, I got him and Brian Monroe, and he still doesn't get too serious.
Dan Day's being real quiet here. It's what's going on, Dan?
I'm
you
just
should be
thinking,
part of this conversation too.
I feel a little bit like Willie Mays, like great overall career, but I'm kind of in the latter days of my career now, and it's starting to batting average is starting to take a dip.
Oh, you thought about settling down, or you still enjoy because you're in the clubs at night a lot working. So
yeah,
no.
I mean, I was settled down for a little while, remember, and now it's back to the wild horses.
You feel like Willie Mays in his
you know
New
what
York Mets days.
I kind of passed that that difficult time of
but yeah, no, man, it's like Jamie, got to keep swinging. I mean, just believe that you'll rise to the mean.
Yeah, Omar went through this thing too a little bit where the pictures weren't accurate when he saw him in person. That was
if I lived this, I'd be Perk. Perk is, I've heard Perk talk about it. He goes and tries to meet people in person, right? If I don't know this,
I got to tell you, man.
What would you do, Joe? You'd be swiping, huh?
No, I'm in person. I would not go through the whole phone thing. No, I want to go out and see it. And if I think my age group of women, if I was single, it would be. I got a good idea. Number one, where I would go if I had to, because there's places. And second of all,
so I don't think you'd be able to figure out the technology.
Well, that's a good point.
Joe doesn't even do email. I mean, I know two people in my life who don't do email, and they're both ultra successful people. And
I'm terrible. I know. I don't.
But you text.
I text is all. But I can't. Maybe that's good though, because I don't see
It's
stuff.
great.
People send
It's
me,
great.
somebody says something about me. I can't get to it. Instagram. Everybody sends me Instagram. I got friends send me, hey, take a look at my kid, what he did in camp, and I go, oh my gosh, and I can't get Instagram.
My other friend's a doctor, and I tell you, you know how successful you have to be not to have to deal with email, to have somebody else look at your email and tell me what's important.
Well, anyway.
I have the stat on the
let's
Marlins.
move on.
I have this stat on the Marlins, Joe, that is pretty surprising. Marlins became the first team in Major League history to enter a month at least 8 games under 500 and end it at least 6 games over 500. They had a 14-game swing in the month of June.
That's amazing. They're knocking on the door, man. They've caught up to Phillies, and Atlanta's coming back. They've cooled off and 46-40 on the season, 20 wins in June, best ever, 20-6 month in the history of the franchise, best month ever.
Crazy,
some damn good teams. So anyway, that's what a story it's been. 2 4-game winning streaks and a 6-game winning
All
streak.
the teams are hopping now. You got the Panthers making moves. You got the Heat, obviously, between Giannis and now Tim Hardaway. And
I like to think, even though I believe the Panther market and the Heat market are different people. Not across the board. There are some that like both, but for a lot of them, do you agree with that? A lot of the fan base for Panther
the Heat market's a lot bigger, even
it's not even close,
because basketball's bigger. But
probably 5 or 6 to 1. Yes,
but the Panthers, obviously, with their winning, have captured a lot of attention and interest, and to me, the fascinating thing about both these franchises, it's a masterclass in how to run pro franchises between Bill Zito and Pat Riley and his group, and both of them are in the past week again showed why they're at the top of the class.
Yeah, and as you said, when things don't leak out, I think it's good. They just don't have drama. You notice the Panthers and Heat just don't have a lot of drama.
That is true. I mean,
now I understand. To be fair to football, you got a lot more personalities with 70 or 80 guys on a team. When you start looking, but I'm bringing it up, and it has been.
But
dysfunctional.
In the past quarter century, the Dolphins have had some very embarrassing stories.
Yes, from the top down.
You know, Jonathan Martin is now on Twitter, and I'm just ignoring him because. I don't want to get involved, but
are you one of the guys? Is he's involved?
Yeah, he's lied about me.
How many years ago was that? I mean, he's obviously got serious mental.
No, I wish
issues.
him the best. I know.
No, I do too. I'm not. I don't want anybody to suffer like that. And my biggest problem with this whole thing, and I've said this over and over on this show about Jonathan Martin, and he's not the only one. We didn't do our friggin' homework.
Right.
We didn't do our friggin' homework. You cannot listen to a college head football coach when you go after a guy. If you only do that, you're a jackass. You're a complete jackass and ass clown for not knowing what you're getting into. That was going to happen wherever he went. That type of situation was going to happen.
Well, and then you had a head coach who was hands off. It was just a perfect storm of trouble.
But the Deion Jordans who you're familiar with, those should not happen if you do background checks. And that doesn't mean watching film to see how good he is and going to head coach and he goes, yeah, he's really good. What do you think the head coach is going to say? He sucks and hurt recruiting the rest of the time when word gets out that you're ripping guys that played for you and were a big part of your success. And you got to go deeper. You got to be an investigative reporter. Somebody's got to be an investigative reporter and do background checks. High school, what happened in high school. If you want to go back to high school, you'd have known that these two guys had some demons.
I remember when I did the book with Jimmy Johnson, and he talked about background checks and
I don't even know what you say. Yeah.
One trip, the Cowboys staff flew to South Carolina, and Butch Davis's whole mission that trip was to find out why what was wrong with a defensive tackle who was going to go in the first round, and I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But the staff comes back to the plane, and Butch isn't there. They're waiting and waiting. Finally, Butch comes running up the stairs to the plane. He goes, "I got it. I got the answer." And
yeah,
he because he went through all the training staff, all the everybody, all the
Yeah.
coaching staff, and there you go. That's what the Dolphins. Hopefully, the one thing I love about this new regime is they sound like they know what they're doing. You know, they have a plan. They're articulating it. They know what they're looking for. Now, does it work? That's what we're going to wait and see.
So the other one is in recent years, because I went old. Jonathan has got to be in his mid-30s now, probably. Yeah. Whatever. Is Cam Smith. That should never happen. By the way, more and more people have come out and told me, like, one general manager told me, who's active in the league, he was off our board. We took him in the second round with our first pick. I don't want to tell you what team it was. I don't want to tell you the thing. I don't, because usually these things don't fall in my lap like this. I think he's going to make the team, and he went AWOL. They were going to keep him just because there was shortage. Those things can't happen. And then one of the writers told me, if they'd done the background there, I don't know what they were doing, man. We told him he got a lot of growing up to do.
It was a bad look when Vic Fangio's coming out saying, essentially, he's not a pro. He needs to grow up and be a pro after his rookie. Those aren't the guys you want to take in the second round.
Those things can't happen with high draft picks. We're talking about first and second round picks. Those things can't happen. They can't happen. Anyway, got a little off the track here because I did want to talk about that rookie. We come back here.
Yeah, we never did get to that show.
No, it's a tease. It's a double tease now.
Double tease here.
But it shouldn't be a surprise, Dave. Everybody's
I
looking.
I know who I think it is, but
it's the same guy that looks good day one when they stuck him in his position. And I just been telling everybody, don't you find something else to worry about. Don't worry about him. But we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a second, I promise you. But you got me going on one of my great pet peeves of when you break down some of the issues with this organization in past years, and I think they're gone now. I do. I don't think they'll happen again. Hey, I do want to tell you what will happen for you. You go to your South Florida Chevy dealers, you're going to have a great experience, man. I want to talk about the trucks, man. I've been talking a lot about your South Florida Chevy dealers and those Chevy trucks, whether it's a Colorado, boy, I'll tell you what, whether it's the Colorado Custom to the ZR2, it doesn't matter. It's got everything you need for South Florida lifestyle. Or turn things up a notch and go Chevy Silverado. From the custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV with 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices, Silverado delivers, man, all the strength and durability and efficiency you could ever want. Let's get to the big boys here, man. I got limited time. The Chevy Silverado HD, unbelievable. And not just that, but the Chevy Silverado HD High Country. You talk about everything you need. Boy, we got a truck that's perfect for you, whether it's towing your toys and having fun on the weekends to working out of that truck and work till the job's done. That means sometimes 21 straight days. If you're in that boat, we got a truck that works just as hard as you do. So for the best of Florida life and anything in between that you and your family need, Chevy's got a Florida truck perfect for you. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, man, let's drive this weekend. To everybody, boy, all kinds of news with the Panthers and the Heat. Marlins smoking hot. Didn't see that one coming. You'd be lying if you did. 21 hits last night for the Marlins, who just love Colorado.
Everybody loves Colorado. Every hitter loves Colorado.
Yes, they do.
They have a little trouble signing pitchers. Colorado
You
does.
see why? Got an ERA around 5. They're like, hey, you're our ace. We love you, man.
How
It's
much
good
would they
stuff.
have to pay you to be a starting pitcher for the Rockies, knowing that half your games are at a launching pad?
No, that is a conversation in Colorado that we cannot sign pitchers. That we got to develop them. We got to trade for them because nobody wants to come here to pitch.
Shallow fly ball. It's a home run. It's gone. 450 feet later. I saw. Hey, nothing against Conine. He had won, 430 or 440 the other night. He crushed it. And then, all the extra you get with it. Yeah.
Come on, that's a great story.
Was only 430. Like, that thing looked like it was like 470.
Oh, no, he crushed it.
That ball.
He crushed it.
It said 433.
I think he felt like Mickey Mantle when he hit that bad boy.
Yeah, he pimped it a little bit.
The Mick. Yeah. Oh, my God, that was.
I don't even know him. I'm happy for him, though. What a great story that is. He's when he was in the minors, he's doing well, and the Marlins weren't sure of him, and then they call him up, and he gets his chance. He gets hurt, and so now he comes right back, and he starts hitting.
He did.
Right away.
He missed a bunch of time, and then he had to. He had to work his way back up. He's obviously a quality guy, and I know his dad's obviously really proud of him and everything he's done, but he's gotten a lot better, man. He really has. He's a high draft pick, but he is. Where do you go to Duke? If I'm not mistaken, I think he's a Duke guy. But he, what a story! What a story! I love him in the outfield. Boy, they got him DHing mostly right now, but he's, hopefully he keeps it going, man, because he is part of the hot bats right now. By the way, I guess we'll have to wait because Stowers is just 3 more hits from him last night. Xavier Edwards had a 4-hit game. They gave Otto Lopez the night off. He's like, really? That's the game you give me the night off?
Let me play in Colorado.
Yeah. Everybody got 3 or 4 hits last. Let me get in there.
But Otto's hitting everywhere, though. He didn't need it. Like, the other guys needed it more than Otto did.
Yeah.
We got 2 father-son combinations, and the Conines and the Hardaways in the news right now.
Yeah.
And that's for us old folk, that's fun.
Well, we got a lot of good stuff. So Dave, the tease is over here. I know articles and who's going to shine, and we're all curious, man. We're all sitting back when this thing starts up and which young guys will develop quickly, and the second draft class 2 years ago. What are we going to get out of Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, and Dante Trader, and some of the other guys that played a lot of football last year? Hell, the whole draft class played by the end of the year. They were all playing, including Quinch Ewers, your 7th-round pick. Everybody was playing. So, yeah. But what I saw in camp and going forward, the guy's playing left guard. Caden Proctor don't worry about him. They were trying to do stuff, and I know they didn't have pads on. He was not a liability whatsoever at left guard. The question is, with Caden Proctor, is going to be this. Austin Jackson has not been able to stay healthy. And he's coming back. That toe injury, I know it's a slow thing for anybody that's had the broken toe or toe problems. It takes. He's your right tackle, and if he gets hurt, do you move from left guard to right tackle? Not an easy move. Left guard, where they're telling him you're going to be the left guard, and now all of a sudden, like, hey, you give us the best chance. We got to protect the outside. It's easier to find a guard and then he makes that move. And then there's going to be some growing pains. He's going to be seeing guys that are really good pass rushers on the outside. Nothing against the SEC or anybody else, but it's a different level. The guys you're going to be seeing at the pro level. But if he stays at left guard from start to finish, that left side of that offensive line is going to be just fine. He's 6'7", 350 pounds, and he ain't moving.
And he's beside Patrick Paul, who's even bigger, or roughly the same size.
And he's playing next.
This might be the largest size of the line in the NFL history.
Those 2 guys are really big, and the guy playing center is one of the best centers in football, Brewer. So they're fine. He finds something else. You can get creative if you want to try to say another draft pick is going to jump out quickly, but it's going to be the guy that lines up at left tackle. You put your money on every day of the week that he's going to be just fine. And he's not even starting. The difficult one would have been if he had to play tackle, because he's going to see things. He's going to see speed rushers and power rushers and guys running games on him. The fact that you put him inside, I expect he's going to be just fine from day one in September against the Raiders when they start the year.
Well, he's the 10th pick overall. He should have, whether he played tackle, he should have been fine there too. I mean, that's ultimately next year. That's where he's going, right?
Yes.
I mean,
we didn't draft him that high to be a guard.
Yeah.
They want at some point he's going to take one of those jobs. I just don't know how quickly. I don't know if it's in their plans. The backup, they got to have a backup plan. Austin Jackson hasn't been out there very much, and he's rehabbing his foot on the outside there, his toe on the outside, and getting a lot of work with the trainer. But that's the only situation. You can talk about 13 draft picks, and there'll be some nice stories. Some of those guys will have their moments, because they're probably, a lot of them are going to play like last year's draft class. But do not worry about Caden Proctor. Find something else to whine and cry and worry about, but don't let that keep you up late at night.
Well, the only thing you have to question with him or watch with him is what's his weight when he comes back to camp, because that's the only thing that's got him in trouble in his career, right? I mean, you look at Alabama, and he spent the first month last year getting in shape. When he got in shape, he dominated. So, look, if he doesn't show up, I'm assuming his rookie year, everybody's asking about his weight. It's not going to be an issue.
I'm guessing this group is smart enough to know it's not the first time we've had big guys with weight problems in their past. They've made it clear on this show and other shows that it's not a problem. He's going to be fine. I would like to think it's time to grow up when they had this discussions.
You know what? I bet Alabama coaches didn't think it would be a problem last year too, when he has a chance to be. He was mentioned as the top pick overall.
Yes, he was,
and so by coming in and taking a month to get in shape, a month of the season to get in shape, he cost himself a lot of money.
I will tell you, in fairness to your point, even no matter what you tell the GM and what you tell the head coach and what you tell your coach, and hey, you got to watch your weight. You got to be smart. You got to watch what you're eating. You got to stay active. This is a big test. He's never had this much time off. College football didn't give you this much time off
with this much money. Well, he's probably had money at Alabama because he got paid. He got paid,
but not like this. 4 to 6 weeks off. Don't come back 20 over. Don't come back 12 over. Respect that number that we gave you. I'll tell you what, our guy, it was like you cursed at the head coach if Shula took that weight that he gave you. I don't even think he checked with him, but I just think he just came out with some wild ass weight, because he wasn't educated on that stuff, but he gave you weight, and then he thought, you could use a couple and you negotiate with them in the off season a little bit. But yeah, that weight thing was serious.
The two legendary coaches here, Shula and Pat Riley, are weight. That's like,
well, now body fat.
Look at.
Now they got all this body fat.
Now it's
we didn't
science.
have the body fat. It was just weight back then.
Well, Shula, when at his first press conference, he talked to Larry Little. You need to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah.
When he's introduced as Dolphin coach.
So a little different too back then. Guys got in shape with those long camps. You had 6, 7, 8 week camps back then with all those preseason games. You came in early, so those guys had a lot of time to get in shape. They figure, hey, month and a half, I can get back in football shape to get ready for the start of the season. But that ain't the case now, man. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about something that we've been talking a little bit about this morning. Talk about mental health in professional sports and college sports and things that guys are going through. They got you off the road. And I want to talk to everybody and out there that's dealt with mental health through depression, anxiety, and things that just have knocked you off the road. Sometimes it has to do with work. Sometimes it has to do with relationships. And a lot of times throughout your life, and I've had it where I was able to bounce back on my own. Sometimes I needed help. And Recovery Unplugged's got a great program for those of you that need some help getting back out on the road. Recovery Unplugged's mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is your private sanctuary to reset. It really is. Dr. Barry, I'm a huge fan. Matter of fact, I'm hoping to have him on next week to talk about mental health, but he's put together some great programs over there in Fort Lauderdale. Dr. Barry and the team blend expert care and music-based healing in a beautiful, comfortable space, very private. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplug.com to learn more and get more information. If you're going through it yourself and listen to me right now, or you know somebody that you really care about is going through it, hey, man, make the call. Check out recoveryunplug.com or call 954-737-4508. Let's heal out loud the rest of this summer.
In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito, and when we want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. The Heat and Tim Hardaway Jr. have agreed to a one-year, $6.5 million deal. Also, Simone Fontecchio returning for a year, $2.6 million. In other NBA news, LeBron James has let the Lakers know he intends to test free waters and play elsewhere next season. U.S. men's national team takes on Bosnia and Herzegovina tonight at 8 o'clock in San Francisco. Earlier in the day at noon, it's England versus the Democratic Republic of Congo. Then at 4 o'clock, Belgium and Senegal. The Marlins won their 20th game of June yesterday, defeating the Rockies 14-3. The two play again tonight at 8:40. And the Panthers traded for New Jersey Devils goaltender Jacob Markstrom and forward Angus Crookshank. They gave up Evan Rodriguez, Jesper Boquist, and Ben Steeves. On to weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures in the high 80s, cloud coverage, and chances of rain throughout the afternoon and evening. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
And welcome back here for the 8 o'clock hour. Dave Hyde in with us all day. Dan Day, you just heard on the sports update. And Jamie in here, the Swipe King, with some success, I might add. A little success. I don't want to get into the whole thing. People would start going, oh, it sounds like you're out there with them. I did do one thing, I got to tell you. And I should have told you this off the air, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you on the air.
This is always dangerous.
It's not. It's fine. So somebody swiped and said, hey, dude, this sounds really weird. I don't want to say who it is again. Because, Dave, you'll know who it is. And he said, hey, I'm going to a place in Las Olas early. I have no idea. It was the first time he'd used the dating app. And down in Las Olas, he said, you mind going? It was early. It was an early deal.
He wanted a spy report before he went in?
He wanted me to go with him. He said, dude, you mind going? I said, I'll go, but I got to meet you there because I don't want to get stuck in case you get there. And then, I said, I'm married. I'm happily married at home. And I said, I just don't need the drama, bro. And so I said, no. And I went, what the hell? I didn't have anything going on. It was early.
Wait, he wanted you to walk in with him or
yes,
as an advanced scout?
He wanted me to walk in with him.
Okay.
Basically the same time, get the place. So I go. I'm a good guy. I go. I thought it was harmless, but I didn't mention it at home because
you only mentioned it on the air.
Because it was set up. I said I was just going to see him, and
happened?
she goes,
so what happened?
She goes, I go to see any of my buddies. She doesn't care. Any of the guys I know that she knows, it's fine. Whatever the situation.
So you walk into the place.
So I walk in, and he walks ahead, and whatever, they knew what each other looked like from this whole thing. So I don't know. Should I tell this or not?
Well, you started it, Joe. Finish it.
So anyway, I went, wow. I started feeling like I was somehow like on this dating app. So it walks up, and there's a group of people at this bar. And so they say hello to each other, and so he says some BS line like, oh, God, Joe just happened to be here. He happened to be a good friend. So I stand there because it was awkward. It was his first time doing this.
He's got the teenage jitters.
Well, look at, man, if you've been in relationships, you haven't done it, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's probably weird. So I took one for the team. So I go there, so now it looks like I'm involved too, because I'm standing there.
How did you get out of that? Do you just say, oh, phone call? So
anyway, they were, I wanted to see, the vibe was, how was he doing with her? And it was going well, and they were talking a little bit, and I go, oh my God, I can't, the whole thing. I can't believe you're here. And geez, man, it was nice to run in. Well, what are you doing here? So now he does this dumb, well, what are you doing here? I go, well, I just happened to show up. No, I said my daughter lived down the street, which she does. My daughter lives down, my daughter and son, my oldest live. And I go, I just came down and was on my way and I was just going to grab a cold beer. Yeah, right. So
If
before I go home,
this woman had any brains, she'd be like, "What is going on?"
So anyway, I just I look so stupid. I did. I looked dumber than I really am. So I play along. So they go, "Oh no," she goes, "No, stay and have a drink." And so, I'm sitting there and I go, "Okay, I have one," so it doesn't. I go, "Okay, I'm sitting by myself. I was going to be on by myself at the end of the bar anyway." So, do you come here very often? Sometimes on my way. I'm lying.
Sometimes with my wife.
Now I'm lying about stuff. And, got to that. I go, no. I'm, my wife's at home. And, because I didn't, my wife's at home. I just literally wanted cold beer. I was feeling like a cold beer. And so they're
Joe,
talking.
You got to get out of there. I can.
No,
see
so they're talking, but like I'm in the conversation. It needs to be those two like yapping to each other. And I'm sitting there, and unless, and I'm trying to downplay and not, it was just.
How did the night end? The night end?
So I'm trying to get eye contact with this guy. I started to say his name. And it looks like, and I go, well, listen, I just had the beer, and no, I got it for you, Joe. It's good to see you. And we played this foolish, stupid 5-year-old game. And, so I took off. So I called.
Good. I'm happy. No,
I took off. There was nothing else.
And how did the date go?
Well, it was weird because a couple of people like, what are you doing in here? The same deal. I went through, my daughter lives down the street. I was just on my way home and just decided to grab a beer before, traffic and whatever dumb thing to get from east side of town to west side of town. But it was weak. It was weak sauce as I watched the guy on his first.
Did the guy work out as well as Jamie did the other night?
No,
it didn't work out.
It was I'm guessing those things aren't automatic, right? They don't automatically.
What do you mean by that, Joe?
Well, what percentage would you say is success on those dating apps right off the?
I mean, I don't know. It depends.
By the way,
it's case by case basis.
So
Joe.
she liked it. He wasn't crazy about it. So. I don't know. He just said, nah, I'm not.
That's the better way to be than the other way around.
Yeah, no. So anyway, he stayed for a little while and he said he went home and called me later and thanked me for it. I go, dude, that was awkward. I said, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. That sounds very awkward.
I know. I'm looking all three of you guys.
High school is awkward.
No, it was, and I'm grown ass man lying like I'm back in the line of my parents.
Okay, this is really weird.
You guys had to go in with a better plan.
Yes.
I mean, the sheer logistics of Joe Rose just walking by himself down Las Olas to drink a beer by himself at a bar and run into a buddy
on a swipe right date. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she wanted to go along with. She was happy with the date, and he's the one who said it's not.
Well, I sat and talked to him for a few minutes.
Did you see a little chemistry there?
I don't know, but I wanted to get the conversation off me and back on them instead of like. Your daughter and all that stuff. I go, oh, Christ, and what have I done now? What have I got myself in?
So did you guys walk in the bar together?
No.
So you were in passing.
He's walked in, asked me where I was.
You walked by the table.
No.
Oh, hey.
it was like, I mean, I was like a 10-year-old. I was like a little kid. It was the dumbest thing. And when I got there, I go, it was one of those, have you ever done something you go, that you get closer to and go, this is really weird. This
cannot work out.
No, this cannot.
No, I think on my next one. You want to come?
No.
That'd be great. Yeah. No, you just sit there at the bar. You don't have to pretend you know. You can just observe. You just observe like a.
You can watch the show.
I called him, or he called me, and he said, "Hey man, thanks. Appreciate you doing it." I don't think it's gonna be any follow up to it or anything. So and I said, "Dude, I'll never do that again."
And he said, Joe, what are you doing Thursday?
I said, you're a grown ass man. I said, I'm not. I did it. First one, little stage fright.
Friend. Yeah.
But I'm not. And I thought I've never heard anybody even doing this. Like I've heard of guys having calls, like call me just to check and give me a call so I can get me out of there. It's really bad. And not this was a bad idea. But he asked me, can you just come in? And so I was sitting in my car for a few minutes to give him time. He says, I'm here and I'm in the place and I'm, So I'm going. So I waited like 10 minutes. I waited in the car for like 10 minutes. So
couple of high school boys over there.
Oh my God, dude! Nobody ever know. Like, what am I doing, man?
You guys were one step away from a pigeon drop almost.
Oh Lord, that was weird.
What
man.
about Jamie? You ever had needed someone to walk in with you into a?
I have not had that. No.
Dan?
I'm usually a solo mission out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I treat it like a solo mission, but you do a lot of the times on the first date, especially get that, I don't know what you call it, a courtesy call. Their roommate calls and like, oh, I got to take this, and you're, okay, yeah, okay. And I'm like, I don't ever call them out on it, but I'm like, that's probably one of those calls. Like if you're having a bad date to get out of there.
Yeah.
In case of emergency.
I was sitting with some guys in the last year that, and I had my wife at this one at Hard Rock at the main bar in the middle. We were just sitting there, and somebody had come up, and there were a lot of women that were in for something that were sitting next to us, attractive women, and he was buying them drinks, and the one went to the bathroom, and I've seen this before. This is not new, where they go ahead and order me a drink. We're just gonna go to the bathroom. We'll be right back, and they never came back.
You know who used to do that to me on road? Edwin Pope. Like a couple boosters would this. I don't want to change the subject because this is better. We'd be sitting there the night before a game on the road drinking, and boosters would come over, and Edwin goes, I gotta go to the rest because he didn't want to be in the conversation. I gotta go to the rest. I wouldn't see him.
I could see Edwin not
day.
wanting to do that. Yeah.
Don't do that to me again, Edwin.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. But anyways, back to your swipe.
No, there's nothing else to say.
That's all.
We're
done.
I had to share it because it was weird.
Uncomfortable listening to that
as weird as it sounded. It was a strange one. He thanked me, and we never did it again. I never said anything. I didn't even say anything when I went home. I never said a word. I just said I went to see my boy, had a beer with him, talked a little bit, something he wanted to talk about, which was kind of true. Well, that was kind of true. Can you give me a little credit to the wife? It was kind of the truth.
True. Yeah. Okay. Hope she's not listening.
I'm sure that's what she wants to hear.
Anyway, man.
You can justify it.
I just thought
he's being a good friend.
You know what? I thought you guys being Swipe brothers in there, I thought you'd have a little appreciation for.
I do.
I think it's the opposite, though. They don't respect a guy, your friend, who needed you to walk in with them.
Yeah, he's got to be better. He's got to have a better plan, in my opinion. I don't know your friend. I don't know who we're talking about here, but.
And you're not going to know.
Good.
I could guess.
So anyway, that was my deal. It's very weird. All right, hey man, let's turn to something else. Speaking of that, sometimes you need this. Matter of fact, when you're on one of those days.
You know what I'm thinking of?
What are you thinking about? You've been staring at me since I started.
I don't have any friends who are doing swipe right, and that could ever be like, hey, can you walk into a bar with me and just be uncomfortable around this?
But if you've never done that,
nice.
if you've never done that, because this is what got me. He goes, I've never done this. I got this set up. I'm going. It's not too far from my house. She looks, from what I've seen, she looks great. She sounded great. I think everything's cool. You're going to be around.
It almost would have been better if you were with your wife. Because then
yes,
it's like,
you're
getting a drink with your wife, and then, it makes sense that you're out at a bar.
But I did plan it around seeing my daughter and my grandkids.
So bring your daughter.
No, I can't.
Bring your grandkids.
That's all I need to do is stir up more junk in the family. No, I just literally, I went and then I timed it. He called me, said, I'm here. Can you show up like 10 minutes?
I felt uncomfortable for you just listening to the story.
Well, because when I got there, I just said, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. And I've done some dumb things. I'm one of those guys that does dumb things.
I don't know that it was dumb. You're being nice, but it's just uncomfortable.
But it was really awkward, man. And it was early, so it wasn't like it was sneaking out at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night or midnight. It was just early, going to meet, and playing this fake role of like, I just have to show up. Hey, what are you doing here? I haven't talked to you in like 15 minutes when you told me to be over here. Hey, Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and low T, it's serious stuff, man. It's serious stuff. But, boy, I'll tell you what, if your energy level's not where it needs to be, you got low T, you know it. By the way, low T, as most men know and understand as you get older, you start dragging, tired all the time, moody, snappy, find yourself not as active as you used to be, but still eating the same amount of food, so you're gaining some weight. Yeah, and then people, that man over there got low T. What travels with low T a lot is ED. Sex drive is hit and miss, and then one day it's gone. Nothing's happening in the bedroom. Nope, not at all. It's a problem, and every guy's going to get it. Every man out there dealing with ED and low T at some point. For some men, late 30s, early 40s. For others, they get into their 50s. In the 60s, it's going to happen to just about everybody, and I know firsthand because it hit me hard, and there was nothing happening in that bedroom. But I am here to tell you Atlantic Men's Clinic works. And I got to tell you, it not only works, but I am talking about great results. You get your PSA test after you set up that first appointment. They set you up. The professional staff comes in, and you have a real honest talk about everything, and then they can get your results, and they put you on this program that's made for you and your numbers and what they see to help you get great results. Get your sex drive back, get your energy level back. And if this is still important to you, it was me. I started 2 years and 4 months ago with Atlantic Men's Clinic on the program. I go to Plantation. They got 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Man, on my way to tennis, it's right there. It's just so easy. Got great staff. They're professional. And they keep an eye. They police your program to make sure you're getting the best results. You're doing it the right way. Brand new location in Hollywood. Call them 877-455-7300. If you're going through this, you don't need to. You really don't. I'm talking about it working quickly, too. This is not something that takes 8 months to work. I'm talking quickly. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com or call that number, 877-455-7300. The results are unbelievable. They really are. I'm not embarrassed to tell anybody Atlantic Men's Clinic works. Just right. And a buddy saying you can go now. Yes, it is. Good morning, everybody. Hell yes.
I love that. I love that story.
I was not ever going to tell that story, but Jamie's been such a good sport, and Omar's been great about swiping. All my other swipe friends, All Day Dan Day, shared a few stories through the time we've been together. And I said, well,
I've never felt older than this moment. I don't even know anybody who swipes. I think maybe my son did.
So my friend, he's still my friend. First time he done it. I don't know if he's done it since.
Might have scared him off.
I don't know. He got talked into it and saw it's a great way to meet people if you're not sure, and you can always do this and sit in the house and not far to get down to the place. And I don't know, man. Hey, look, if I'm ever single, and I hope I'm not, but if I'm ever single again, I'm just going to do it in person. I'm just going to show up. If it randomly happens, it happens. If not, what about you?
I think we better talk about Tim Hardaway Jr. signing with the Heat.
Great. Probably a good idea.
I can't take this conversation anyway.
No, it's awkward.
I've never
man.
felt.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't
never
mean that.
felt older on this show because
I'm sorry.
I don't even. I'm living through Jamie's experience. Now I'm living through your experience.
No, I have none. I just did.
I did
wingman.
Have a great story.
I did.
You're the wingman.
The whole experience was probably under 40 minutes.
It could only have gotten worse, I was thinking, during the
Besides
break.
sitting in the car to sitting in the bar to playing that fake act like I just randomly showed up to having a beer, which, by the way, he bought me the beer.
Well, that was nice of him.
And I'm guessing a total of under an hour.
The only way it could have been worse is
hell, I got home early.
Is if you got the feeling she was being more attracted to you than to whoever she came in to see.
Nah, right away. Had my ring. Did not play that.
No, I'm not saying you would have played along with that, but
said hello.
You couldn't get out of there quick enough.
And I got to tell you, there were a lot of people in there, and I said hello to a few people, but I got the hell out of there. There was nothing good going to happen. Yeah. Nothing good.
Not involving you. Maybe
and I don't need
those two.
any kind of drama that way. I get enough other ways without that stuff. Hey, as we continue on here this morning with all kinds of stuff, and we got USA Bosnia tonight. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I always wonder with this team, this USA team. I always looked at USA soccer, and it's like kind of like the MLS. We got a long way to go. You agree? So why would I think if the MLS is not very good? And I know we got guys playing all over the world now. I'm aware of that. And our best player is expected back to play tonight, right? He's going to.
Christian Pulisic, yeah. He's, and the guy we had on yesterday, Paul Tenorio, wrote a story in The Athletic that he's on the edge of being the GOAT all-time for all-time best player for U.S. soccer.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's successful for them? How deep they get?
Successful would have been obviously win this game. Then it looks like they'd play Belgium in the next round.
They're going to start picking it up, the teams they're playing.
Beating Belgium and getting into the quarterfinals. That would be, every scenario, they have to win tonight for it to be. And then probably beat Belgium or at least compete with Belgium to it's time to have expectations for the U.S. soccer.
I know, and so our announcers, and some of them are saying, if everything goes right, they can win this whole thing. And
well, I mean, that's the odds are 30-1. I looked it up, so that's probably right. 3% when you say they have a chance. Well, okay, they're one of 12 teams with a chance. Not a good chance for them. They're not going to beat your French team, Joe.
No, and not that. I'd love to see Messi and Mbappe play each other. Argentina and that'd be a fun game to watch again. France and Argentina in that final game, but I just don't have high expectations like a lot of people do for how deep this team is to go. I know it's a team sport. I know somebody can get sloppy and a lot of things can happen, but. It's been fun. I've actually watched the most by far I've ever watched of this tournament. And it is the most, It truly is the biggest sporting event in the world. Not even close. It's
So I backpacked through Europe in college summer, and I was in Italy when they won the World Cup in 1982. I'd never heard of the World Cup, and all of a sudden I'm watching World Cup games, and the Italians won, and it was an all-night party in Rome.
yeah, sure.
Dancing in the fountains. And
Can you imagine it's your number one sport and you can't qualify, and they've expanded it and you still can't qualify for the
right now they can't even get in the World Cup.
I heard even the Pope was upset about what's going on. Even the Pope's like, what the hell's going on?
Well, the Pope's
here?
American now, so what does he know about
that's
soccer?
a good point. Well, he understands how big it is over there where the Vatican is. He knows. But so anyway, hey, we did have a lot of news coming out with the Panthers getting a goaltender. Heat add Tim Hardaway to the team. We're waiting now. Big Bob looks like officially out of here, and expecting him to potentially sign with Toronto, the front runner. Maybe Edmonton could happen today.
That's such a weird decision, I think, on his part to leave. We'll have to wait and see what the money terms are, because some hockey writers are saying, well, he's going to sign for $7 million, and some are saying, no, it's going to be like $13 million. So I want to see what the terms are to understand his decision, because it's
so popular here and what he's done the last 4 years.
And he seems so comfortable here, so
well, it's not an over-the-top hockey market.
Yes.
Like he's going to be going to if he goes to either one of those teams. That's it.
Yep.
And
anyway.
And
the team here was so great. Now,
if the money's a big difference, though.
Oh, it was a huge difference. And so maybe the Panthers said it's time to move on, and that was their way of, we're not going to give him a big offer. Maybe they felt it was time to move on too.
Well, it's just weird because he was getting real popular here, right? All the things he'd done and liked it here, and seemed like he just part of the great chemistry with his team and things. And we heard great stories about all things, his work ethic and getting ready and everything. And
I remember going out before a playoff,
could have been here
before the playoffs, before they won the second title, and they had some time off, and Bobrovsky went out on the ice rink alone without a puck and just did like ballet moves for 45 minutes. It was the neatest, oddest thing ever.
Yeah.
He just did like yoga, ballet.
Yeah.
That he had his own.
I got to tell you,
idea.
his was it 8 years here? Does that sound right? Was it 8?
7. I think it was 7 for $70 million.
I got to tell you, his career had a little bit of everything.
Whew.
Well, not too long ago, we're in Tampa Bay in the playoffs, and he's sitting up in the stands in street clothes. He's wearing the same clothes you were at the game. After they moved him to the third goalie, and that was weird to the way it's been the last 3 years. Well, before last year,
He was playing behind Alex Lyons. Started the first few games,
man,
and
that's
then
right.
Then he comes in the Boston series and never left. Left.
No, it's been wild. Hey, we got to get caught up. I apologize about that story. There's no need for that story here.
Joe.
No, I'm dead serious. I apologize. Some people said, "Hey, man, you got off the road. Get back on it, man. Get back on it."
What
here.
are the chatters saying?
Get back on the Marlins, man. Good God Almighty, 46-40, tied for the last wild card position, chasing down everybody in the East right now. Atlanta got off to the great start. Philly kind of leveled off a little bit, although they look like they're making a big move here. And the Marlins, 21 hits, 3 home runs, and just playing great. 24 runs in the first 2 games in Colorado. You don't think they want to? Everybody's trying to get in the lineup right now. Can you rest me Can you rest me in Sacramento against the A's, please? Can you do that? I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Hey, for a lot of different reasons, and I'll just tell you this. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage is about great rates and great service overall, whatever it is. You need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS, high interest rate, second mortgages, credit card debt. Call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage or text him 561-441-2730. If you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. He can help you. He's been helping people here in South Florida for more than 30 years. If you're looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved real quickly, about halftime of the big banks Get that all done with very little money down and the lowest rates possible. That's what Michael Kotze can do for you, and do it quickly. We always talk about all the different mortgages out there. Michael Kotze is going to find the perfect one for your situation. Call. Guy works 7 days a week, so you don't have to worry about that. You can always get a hold of him. Like I said, call or text him, 561-441-2730. It's 561-441-2730. Nobody does it better and works harder than and has the experience than Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody out there, man, as we get set for 4th of July with all these sporting events, including, I got to tell you, man, I'm not going to the game Friday night, but I sure am looking forward to seeing Messi in Argentina at Hard Rock Stadium. That's what I'm talking about.
Against a country with 500,000 people. It's amazing.
They should crush them.
They're like the Cinderella team.
Yeah.
To put it into March Madness terms.
Very defensive-minded team.
Yeah, they've won 2 0-0 games, I believe.
I think they got in the Spain. Wasn't that the Spain game, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes,
everybody's going, what the hell happened there? Well, I got news for you. The mess won't mess around with that one. He'll be ready to go. I knew how good Messi was. I just got to say this because I've got an infatuation with this Messi thing right now. And the book put me over the top. We very seldom have ever talked about a guy being down here maybe it's getting to the point it's not even arguably the greatest soccer player of all time. Biggest sport in the world, and we got him here still playing at a high level. And there's a whole bunch of different parts to it. First of all, everything he's done in his career, the MVPs, and I know they have a name for it, but also he won a World Cup, going for a second one. But the fact that he's still now at 30, he just turned 38 or he just turned 39, he's in unbelievable what he's done. Again, I know it's MLS. I know we're not talking about Premier League where he's going 2 goals every time he plays, but I just find the whole story and learning more about him. And hey, when he has goals, ESPN puts him at the top of the shows. He makes every show. When he has a goal in this country, no matter what's going on in any sport, and I watch ESPN every night, his goals are there. Next day or that night, 11, bam, there it is. Messi, 2 goals. Messi, hat trick. And what he's done, just the book, we had the guy on yesterday, and what he's been able to do.
The Messi factor, isn't it? Paul Tenorio, yeah.
That he still wants to be this good. He could have come down here and got all the money done and just been half-ass.
We've talked about that. What Messi were they going to get? And it's the anecdote I thought that sold the book to me was when he signs with Inter Miami, he walks into the GM's office, the sporting director, and he says, "Tell me all the trophies I can win here."
Yeah.
Which, okay, there's his mindset, right? Educate me a little. Now, he's won the MVP, the Ballon d'Or, as they call it, 8 times as the best player in the world.
That's amazing.
So now he's coming
here.
Think
about all the players that are playing, all the great players that, and he's done it. Yeah. I just think the whole thing and Jorge Mas and the recruiting, because it didn't happen overnight. There's a lot of ass kissing that went on to get it done, a lot of game plans and all that. And this guy, Jorge Mas, was relentless to get this done. I don't know Jorge as well as I know Jose.
Without great support of Major League Soccer, which sounds interesting. You think every owner would have been behind that because it takes them up to a completely different level.
You know, Dave, I'm still surprised after the book because I thought he's going to say, yeah, we've already seen all this improvement. And he said they're still not where they should have been with Messi. What Messi's done, they should be further along, and they still have old school owners that are still in a comfort zone that don't have the vision of Jorge.
Well, there they go. They have to decide what is the league? Are they trying to become a internationally competitive league, or are they happy being a minor league?
Or guys at the very end of their career coming down here. Now, we got lucky. This guy came down at the end of his career. It is the end of your career when you're 38, 39 years old. But he is. He's the best player in the league.
They're getting Casemiro coming in now, who's leaving Manchester United. He's the
one that had the header for Brazil.
His last game at Manchester United, they were chanting 1 more year. And he said, no, I'm leaving. So they're getting guys at the end of their careers, but as Messi's shown, still have a lot of soccer left in them.
The other question I have, I'd be competitive as owner of another team. They're getting all the guys. One team. How is that happening?
Well, how's it happening in a salary cap league is sort of the question. How do they keep getting And
if
I'm
you
sure-
bring other guys and they're like what the Kansas City and some of the other places going, hey, I get it's Miami. I get it. I get the flavor of all the different countries down there and this the amount of people that are Spanish. But like, how the hell are they getting all these guys that are still good players?
How does Columbus, Ohio compete with this? I grew up in Columbus. It's not going to compete with, because no one's going to want to come to Columbus as opposed to now LA can compete, and they've got obviously
they have
share.
done it.
Yeah,
they've had Beckham.
Yeah,
and they're going to get other guys.
Chicharito.
Anyway, I just I know you followed this a lot closer through the years than I have, but there was just always wondered, like, I don't know, I'd be half pissed off if it was me and I found out that so Jorge's getting another friggin' guy. So now he's getting another guy that's helping Brazil win. And what's going on with us? Right?
Well, how can you be competitive?
Imagine the NFL.
Them,
Can
right?
you imagine NFL or NBA just let everybody?
Well, it is like the Dodgers having, $200 million more to spend than the Marlins.
That's one of the reasons it's going to be a big lockout right there. You just hit the
enjoy baseball while it lasts, right? Because we're going to miss it.
Get out here. Well, I'll tell you what, this story continues with the Marlins. It would be just fantastic if somehow they keep this thing rolling with everybody getting hot except Marcy.
At some point, he looks like a baseball player. He defensively.
My
TV
says that's one cocky, confident cat.
Yes,
that's what my TV. Does your TV say that too, Jamie? That he's not lacking confidence.
It does until they show that batting average 183.
Oh yeah, when they start saying, "Hey, bro, don't say anything around here. You're not hitting your weight." That's not good.
Yeah, but you know what? What helps the fact they're winning.
Yeah,
the fact
the guys
that
on the left are hitting, guys on the right, the guys in front of them, behind them.
Imagine how he'd feel if they were losing. They were 15 games under 500. Then
there'd be a lot more pressure.
Right.
I got to tell you, a sidekick out in right field's picked it up. Casey.
Casey playing better. Stowers playing better. Everyone's playing better except Marcy.
They say as long as it doesn't affect all the rest of parts of his game and they keep winning, they're not changing anything.
And how about Clay McCullough? He's finding places to put people, and whatever he's doing to keep them pointed toward winning and setting the right atmosphere in a team with low expectations and few fans at games. He's sort of someone we haven't really talked about for his role in all this.
He seems to be the perfect guy for this.
He's a very upbeat guy.
Very upbeat and great, but he's got, another guy that's, he's not the MVP. They got a pitcher and a shortstop playing out of this world right now. But Sanoja playing all the different positions, everything he does. And big part of Venezuela's team. Some of the things he did for Venezuela, right? Venezuelan.
Yeah. Scored the game-winning run.
Yeah. He's a hell of a player. 3 more hits last night for him. So they got a lot of really, really good stories going on there. And, so now we got a new goaltender after some really good years with Big Bob, man. Big Bob's going to be moving on. We may know something today. Could be one of the teams up in Canada that Big Bob.
He's got to have something waiting out there for him.
Yeah, you've been on that.
Yeah,
he would have never done this.
Why would he have said no? I'm not coming off my. I'm not budging off my dollar. What my demands are. They knew something, and that's an agent's job is to know what the value of his player is. And I think it's at noon. NHL free agency starts, and by 12:05, Bob will have signed somewhere.
During those 3 years, he's the most important player, one of the 2 or 3 most important players on the run they made in all 3 years, even when they lost.
If you win the Stanley Cup and go to the Stanley Cup final,
you got
3 years, your goalie is going to have. And the biggest save he made was their first run when they lost the Cup opening series. They're down 3-1 to Boston, and Brad Marchand comes in on a breakaway. And if he in the final seconds of the game, if he scores, the series is over. This Panthers run never happens. And Bob made a sprawling save. The game went into overtime. Panthers won. They ended up winning the series and
Yeah.
everything. But
Never looked
that
back.
was the Bruins were never the same after that, to the point they ended up eventually trading Marchand to the.
So I always have one question for Big Bob, because all the teams when they're recruiting you tell you, hey, it's about winning. We want to do whatever it takes, and we're going to win, and we want to win. But he knows. He knows he can look at the roster, knows how good and Toronto's been one of the great disappointments year in and year out, even though they've been around the playoffs, right? Last year they were down. If it's a money grab, are you ready? Because if you go to Toronto, not a great place to be if you don't play well. You agree with that?
That's going to be a rough place to play, if not even play well, if your team doesn't match the expectations of the very high expectations of a market that hasn't won much.
So I hope you get a lot of money if you're going there, unless you know they're going to be really good. Unless you can block it out. If you can block it out and you don't hear anything, it's kind of hard, though. Some of those markets, I'm guessing Edmonton and Montreal and Toronto, I'm guessing it's hard not to hear the noise, right? You're going to hear the noise. That's all they talk about.
It's interesting in Canada. The big topic in Canadian hockey is why are all the U.S. players now moving to American teams? The Brady Kachucks, for instance, and so this would be interesting. Bob going, not that he's Canadian, not that he's American, but going to a Canadian team that when he's in a good market with a good team. The gulf between what the Panthers were offering and what he was asking was so large.
I cannot wait to see what the number is, since you know the number. I can't wait to see there, Mr. Good Job. Some good stuff by you. All right, hey, we got to go to break here. We've got the 9 o'clock hour coming up, man. Thanks for being with us. We've been bouncing around all over the place because it's been a busy day, and LeBron watch is now on, and LeBron has apparently told everybody but the Lakers, hey, let me know what the offer is going to be to his agent, and I want to be happy. I'm not worried about money. I'm worried about being happy. I got plenty of money. I do believe that. Some people don't believe it. He still wants to be paid like a guy that scored 21 points a game or has been one of the great players. I think he's willing at this point. He makes so much more money off the court than he does on the court. I don't think it is a big deal with the money at this point. Anyway, we're going to break. Shut your mic off there on purpose. He said he's had a gut full of you. All right, hey, right now I want to talk to you about Chill Zone air conditioning for just a second. President Melissa De Verona, thank you so much for maybe some other air conditioning companies can learn this too, and I love this about them, and I think you will too. It's very simple. You call Chill Zone Air Conditioning because you haven't been happy with the air conditioning companies you've been using the last couple of smoking hot summers. And when you have called them, they've been late. They're never on time. You get different products. They come out. They don't know how to fix it. All the frustration that gives the air conditioning industry such a bad reputation is what Melissa, first of all, I want to tell you, I've never heard of this, but Melissa takes all the calls. Number one, sends a crews out, and they are give you a 2-hour window. And within that 2-hour window, they text you or call you to let you know about what time they're going to be there once they finish up. The work is fantastic. Whether you need a new air conditioning unit, whether you need service on the one you have, you need duct cleaning or anything else, if you're ready to make a change and go with a company that's just doing things the right way. It's called great service. It's just the right thing to do, and it doesn't happen a lot in this business. It can be really dirty. Go to Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Call 786-378-2778. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQM, the big mouth old guy in the morning. ChillZoneAC.com. Go to ChillZoneAC.com and learn more. Hey, give Melissa a call at Chill Zone Air Conditioning. I think you're going to be real happy this summer.
In Miami, we go to the beach for a little solcito. When you want a low price, you can save with your Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. U.S. men's national team take on Bosnia tonight at 8 o'clock in San Francisco. Earlier in the day, you get England, Democratic Republic of Congo. That is going to be a noon game. Then at 4 o'clock, Belgium and Senegal. The Marlins, they are playing the Rockies tonight at 8:40. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures in the low 80s. Overcast skies, chance of rain around 6 o'clock this evening. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
All right, welcome back here for the 9 o'clock hour, man. As we've been all over LeBron James, man. It was the weirdest thing yesterday. I was watching Wimbledon during the day. Truly have no life when I come home in the afternoon. And they go to a special, they break in on this story. And usually when they do that, it's and it was LeBron James. Got a story with LeBron. I thought, oh my God. So I figured for them to break, they wouldn't have done that if they said he re-signed with the Lakers. So I thought they're going to say he's not only he's already picked another team, not that he's leaving the Lakers. So he said he's leaving the Lakers. Did a great tease on it, and then I was like, where's he? I'm thinking, is Miami got a chance? And they go, no, but he let the Lakers know after 8 years he won't be coming back, and he hasn't made up his mind, but he's going to, wait. And, boy, they hit it hard on the tennis coverage at Wimbledon, which is a huge tournament.
I turned on the show at 7 o'clock because I wanted to see what was going on in NBA free agency. The whole show was about LeBron.
Well, what's he going to do and what's best for him? And
what do you think the Heat's chances are?
I love everybody's opinion.
What if the Warriors
20%?
20%. Yeah,
I don't think. I just think there are going to be other teams involved. I don't just buy the Golden State, Cleveland, Miami. I don't. I think some of the big guys are going to try to get. I think Denver's going to try to get in. I think Minnesota's going to try to get in. I can't imagine A-Rod now involved in that. A-Rod understands star power as well as anybody.
But doesn't he have to go, if you're LeBron, and okay, this is probably your final chapter, right? There has to be some meaning to where you're going. Now, if you go to Golden State, you can say it's my friends, like a bunch of old guys. I'm gonna.
So let me ask you this. So he's come off team where he's a third option. He averaged just a tad under 21 points a game. Had a good year. And by the way, carried him. Played unbelievable first round of the playoffs against the Rockets. Truly, I mean, knocking down big shots. Unbelievable. I think they won in 6. Does he, now that he looks at it, he knows where he is. And he was, like I said, he was used to Reeves and Luka being 1 and 2, and you're number 3. Although they both broke down and ended up missing a ton of games. But so does he want to score? Is it about he's not going to be the lead dog on any of these teams he wants to go to. He's just not. He's not going to be the number one guy.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be that guy either.
But what do you want to do? Like, what do you want your role to be, and how important is it getting another championship, or is it about being happy and,
That's the question. Is it, what does he want? Because if he wants just a fun run with people he knows, then he probably goes to Golden State, right? If he wants to bring it all full circle at home and to thank Cleveland, he goes to Cleveland, right? If he wants a chance to win, I unless Oklahoma City and San Antonio are involved, I think the Heat give him as good a chance to win as anybody. Assuming the Knicks aren't involved or something like that, which we haven't heard. But of the 3 teams mentioned, I think the Heat, because first of all, you come to the East, you got to come to the East. Second of all, you look at the lineup here now, he'd be the third guy, and you look at the 8 guys they would have in their rotation, their top rotation. That's a very good lineup the Heat would have if he comes here. Could they could compete for the East? Does he want a chance to win again? That's the question. How big is that on his ranking of the interesting thing about wherever he's gone, when he came to the Heat, when he went back to Cleveland, went to the Lakers, he won a championship at each stop. So wherever he's gone now,
he's at the end of the run.
He was
now,
the best
though.
player in the league for a while.
There are times when he plays, like one of the games I was watching, went for 36. He's the best player in the game.
He can still do it.
He can still. We just can't do it every night.
Yeah.
So
it'd be fun to have him here, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No,
you
listen,
think I'm overselling? I'm like a little too exuberant, right?
I just think you think it's almost like a slam dunk.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I would say 37%. That'd be about where I'd put it as
37%.
It's and Golden State. I think Cleveland would be 3 unless he really feels the need or desire.
You know how many cities this morning have sports talk shows that are NBA cities minus the Lakers?
I don't think there's
minus Sacramento Kings, minus Milwaukee. The really bad teams have no shot. He's not going to Clippers no matter what. He's not getting that thing, especially after the move they just made. Getting rid of Kawhi Leonard.
I don't think there's that many are saying, boy, we want to bring them.
I heard Denver. I heard Minnesota.
But why would he go to those teams? There's no connection to his story with those teams. It'd be like starting a whole new chapter. He doesn't know the organizations. He doesn't know the cities. Is there any connection to the
Remember when he said he's
roster?
going to sit down with his family? How much of that you think is really true when he sits down with the kids? He's got a young daughter, and he's got
I think
his
he
wife,
sat down with
Savannah's
his family yesterday or a couple of days ago, and his son said, "Hey, Dad, don't make your decision for one more day, so my contract gets."
I get 2.2, Dad.
Hall of Fame Dad, Hall of Fame Dad, by making that move, letting his son's contract get guaranteed with the Lakers.
It is interesting, and by the way, everybody's going to have an opinion as we get closer. It's going to come up. The topic's going to come up because he's got damn near every record except championships. He's got everything: points, games. He's passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on everything, who also played till he's like 42. And so, how are you going to look at LeBron right now? He's going to play one more year probably. This could be it. Let me ask you: do you put him right with MJ, right behind him, right in front of him? Because a lot of young people put him number one.
That's the thing. We're old, and our first watching of greatness of that level was Michael Jordan, right? And he dominated like the league, like Tom Brady dominated the NFL.
He moved the TV meter. He did the Tiger Woods thing. When he was on, people wanted to see what he was going to do.
When he returned, remember he went to baseball. When he came back, he went to the league and said he wanted a percent. One of the NBA people told me that he wanted a percentage of the ratings, the TV ratings that he moved, because he was that big. And the league said, no, we're not doing that.
So they were talking about the Knicks ratings were phenomenal against San Antonio. Unbelievable numbers. And they were going, numbers we haven't seen since Michael Jordan, Utah. And Michael's numbers were a lot higher.
The Heat and the Big Three, I thought they'd be right up there too, because that was like no team that we've had down here. No team really in sports for a team, that went out. But it'd be fun for him to come back here. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. I'm not saying that they have any greater chance than anybody else.
Look at if Pat Riley and Andy and Mickey and Nick. If they somehow and Spo, Spo's going to be a big part of it. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Spo. If they get Giannis and LeBron both to come here, well, they got Giannis. They get LeBron to come here. Yeah, things change a little bit. The whole field down there in Miami feels a little bit different.
Then all of a sudden they're on level with everybody in the East, right? Don't you think they're right up there with anybody? It wouldn't be surprise you that they win the East.
Well, I got to tell you, man, the thing I don't understand, and I'm never going to be able to figure it out. This Jaylen Brown thing's still out there, and all he does is get dogpiled on. He's a kid at the bottom. Everybody jumps on top, and he's crying, "Get off, get off, get off." Jaylen Brown and Tatum, if they're playing together, to me, of all these teams everybody's putting together, they're number one.
Even over the Heat? over the Knicks?
Heat, over the
They
Knicks,
just beat the
everybody.
Knicks.
I know.
They won a title, so there's no saying that they can't
That's
do it
such a
again.
good 1-2 punch, and they're gonna blow this up like. And now they haven't helped because Jaylen Brown knows they're openly trying to get rid of him. I guess where he finally says, "All right, I get the hint. Get me out of here. You don't want to be married to me anymore." All right.
But okay, let's look at that. If you're the Boston, you have to be in on the Giannis idea, right? And the only way to be in on that is Jaylen Brown, and that gets out. You know that's going to get out. There's nothing you can do about it. And there are other whispers. You maybe Portland, but that never. But NBA whispers. It wasn't like any of it made sense.
What am I missing? He averaged 29 points a game. He was without Tatum all but 19 games, and that he led the team with 57 wins.
But part of that's him saying, "I had the greatest year."
So what?
And
So
to me,
does he rub you the wrong way?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And so if I'm the Celtics, it's not that hard to bring him back in, assuming something's not going behind the scenes that we don't know.
We don't
about,
know. That
and that's the question. Why hasn't Tatum ever come out and said, "Hey, man, I love playing"?
I agree.
Why didn't Jaylen Brown ever say?
Well, everybody's given Tatum a hall pass on this whole thing. I get that everybody likes Tatum.
No, but why didn't Jaylen Brown also say, "Man, this was a great year. It was the most fun to come into every arena knowing I'm the man, but I want to win championships and I can't wait for Tatum to come back healthy."
Could have done that, yes.
I mean, you never really heard that normal, easy conversation.
I always love, though, we get on here because I do this. You just did. I do the same thing. I do it too. I like trying to explain to some dumbass stuff he always says, and like, why didn't you just say this? But those guys are out there, and they don't think of that stuff. When I heard him, that was his best year. He carried that team. He did. They were without.
And to me, that's always the dilemma in an NBA. A great player is, do you want a lesser role and win championships, or do you don't want to walk into every arena knowing you're the man and the team, and you're going to have a great game? You're going to get a lot of shots, a lot of points, because that'd be a lot of fun. Now, you might not win championships, but it'd be a lot of fun. You make a lot of money.
The other thing with Tatum is, with Brown is that I don't understand. When you're that good and have made that much money, how are you affected by everything everybody says?
Yeah, that's a good point.
ESPN, like you win. I always tell guys, occasionally I'll see a Dolphin guy and he's fighting with someone. Go, look at brother. Let me just say this, man. If you're listening, you win. You win, man. You win. Whatever he says, it means nothing. You win. And then guys tell him, well, I don't listen to anything. I don't pay attention. That's a lie. And by the way, the worst thing is if they don't listen and their wife listens or a buddy listens, because everything gets exaggerated. And then the guy's going, the Omars of the world go, I never said that. I mean, I said, but I didn't say it like that. And but they're affected.
Yeah, that is a question. He has to.
He's going at it with Stephen A. Smith. What are you doing?
What's the
value? What are you doing with Stephen A. Smith?
Other than if you're Stephen A. Smith.
Now your dad jumped in. What'd your old man expect to get out of this by protecting the kid? Now he's got guys wanting to kick his ass, and he's threatening to kick guys, and they turn to black and white. A black man turned on a black man. Why are you doing? And so all you're doing is pissing everybody off more.
But if you're the Heat, don't you kind of like that
Stephen A. wins every day?
This fire has started in the Boston Celtics because they're as you said, with those two guys, they're going to be a contender every year. And the fact that there's something going on in there that
so what's that thing going to look like if it's Tatum and Brown is gone? Now everybody's going to look back. I'm going to go, all right, and they're going to add something. They're going to get something. I would like to.
Well, I'm glad they didn't get Giannis. If you're a Heat fan, you're sitting. I'm glad they didn't get Giannis for Jaylen Brown.
That was a weird deal. I thought they were going to get the deal done if they wanted.
Whose decision?
Yeah, they said the owner,
Jimmy Haslam. He hasn't been the best of sports owners. Cleveland Browns signed Deshaun Watson.
How about Deshaun Watson's going to be a starting quarterback for Cleveland after all these years of basically tell him to go away, get out of here. We owe you all a lot of money. We don't want it in our face. Sit in the meetings every day. Now he's coming back, and they're saying you're going to be the guy.
Joe, we've talked about a lot of problems the Dolphins have had, but one of the fortunate things that they sidestepped was not getting Deshaun Watson when they made a big push for him. That would have, oh my God.
We did. You had to bring that up, but we
well,
did.
I'm just saying that.
Oh, we're just doing our homework. We're just making sure if he's out. We called, but we're just, we're careful. Whew, man, I'm glad that didn't happen. Hey, we got to go to break. We'll be right back after this. It's a good point. Good point there, Vladdy. I just asked him, Vladdy, who's a huge Knicks fan. I said, "Hey, Vladdy, you want LeBron? If he wanted to jump on your bandwagon and play at Madison Square Garden, he always says he loves it. Everybody loves Madison Square Garden. Hell, I love watching games there too.
It's a great place. I mean, of all there is.
You went to all those knockdown dragouts, right? The Van
Yes.
Gundy Riley.
I was there when Riley walked out in the middle of the court, his first game back as Heat coach to Madison Square Garden, where he coached obviously for several years. But yeah, there is something to the idea, and same with Fenway, same with Wrigley. All those places have these ideas, this aura about them for a reason.
Yeah. You know what's funny, man? Pat Riley for a second, and you're a big Pat Riley fan too, and most of the older guys, we're not on that. The game's passed him by. Like, hell no, we like what he's doing. We like him still in that seat. But it's amazing. The documentaries and everything, whether it's the Lakers, to New York, to here, what he's done in his career.
Well, think about
and he played on some great teams that came up short against the Celtics a lot, but he played on some really good Laker teams.
Who's the biggest name in the history of American basketball? It's either Jerry West or Pat Riley. Think about Pat Riley played high school basketball against Lou Alcindor. He went to college and was coached at Kentucky by Rupp.
Yeah.
And when Kentucky was the big program, he played in the historic game against UTEP, the El Paso, the
all-black school,
all-black school against the all-white Kentucky.
Yeah, he's got great stories.
He goes.
About that.
He played with the Lakers.
But HBO's got the show, a Lakers show.
The
they
Showtime show, yeah.
Did a bad Pat Riley on there, but
they did a worse Jerry West. That's what they were all upset about. But
so anyway, I just, and his relationship with Jerry West, who's one of the greatest of all time by everybody, the logo. And he's just done as a president, came back, by the way, came back to coach the team. They win the championship at Dallas. It's there's not much left.
But to me, one of the great things about covering sports is listening to somebody like that sort of give classes on how to be a champion, how to build championships. He has 2 rules inside the Heat: no complaining and no gossiping. And I thought I made those rules in the family. Okay, no complaining, no gossiping.
Yeah.
No, doesn't help talk shows.
Wouldn't work in my family. Wouldn't work in my family.
I didn't say it worked. I just mentioned it every once in a while.
Yeah, that Pat Riley stuff wouldn't work in my family. It's way too female dominated there. It would not work. But it's just amazing. And they're showing the Celtics. It comes on all the time. Outside of the Michael Jordan documentary, the Celtics and Lakers story comes on all the time. It's fantastic, right? Magic and Kareem getting on the bus with his dad, and Riley says it's okay. It's just unbelievable, man.
It's interesting to see
so many great stories Pat's been part of. Going back, it's amazing.
And then to win his first title here with Shaq, he brings in Shaq. First of all, he went to the Lakers and said, "Let me make peace between Kobe." He tried to, smooth that over, and they said, "No, it's done." He said, "Okay, I'll trade for Shaq then."
Yeah.
And I remember after that first title, his soaked, he had the look of a champion, a cigar and champagne all over him. And he asked him, "How do you feel?" He goes, "Relief." Yeah. It wasn't joy. It was just relief that he won a title here.
Right. Chaffel and Cunningham were terrible, right, at what run this organization. You knew that, right?
I was here for it. Yeah.
You know how bad it was. It was bad. They were. And Cunningham was a great player. I get the whole thing. I don't know what you thought of Chaffel at the time. But Mickey got this thing, right? Took it back over and got it rolling. Son. From Nick to Mickey.
Remember there was a break there where Huizinga had a press conference in Old Miami Arena where he was buying the team, and Mickey had a clause saying he has the right to match any offer, and he matched, and so he took it because Chaffel and Cunningham were selling it to Huizinga.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wow.
And
damn.
and then Mickey bought the team, and he made the move every great owner makes, which is he hires the guy to build the team, and he went out and he stole Riley from the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, no other way to say it.
I got to tell you, I was at that press conference on the cruise ship, and nice day, right? Nice, beautiful cruise ship, and we're all on there. And he went right into that Biscayne Boulevard parade, and I rolled my eyes. We laughed the whole way out like, oh, my God. Calm down there, slick guy from New York. Calm down a little bit. And he did it. He did exactly what he said.
You didn't think he – I mean, I didn't know if he'd do
well,
it.
He didn't win it all in New York. So I was like –
he didn't.
But he had some damn good teams.
You know what's great? It's great he's back to the conversation of championships and contention and can he build rather than, he's an old guy. And,
you know what's amazing about you? I started telling a story and then you remember word for word and I totally forgot about the Huizenga thing back then. Hey, we were just talking about something else here real quickly I want to jump into. The social media thing for guys. Some guys can't handle it real well and respond to it.
You're referring to like Jaylen Brown.
Well, the Jaylen Brown's the latest because there's no way of what he's done the last 2 years. There are a lot of guys in the NBA love to have his last 2 years. He was an MVP of a friggin' finals to win a championship. His buddy goes down with an injury, and the next thing you know are 3 years, and puts the team on his back with that group. I mean, there was nice pieces with him. He didn't do it all by himself, but somebody had to be the lead dog, and he was. He comes out. I don't think his comments were great, but they weren't that bad.
But they were honest. That's the thing.
Say, hey, man, I got to be a true number one. I didn't split it with Tatum, and we won a lot of games, and nobody thought we could. What'd they finish? Number 2 in the East behind.
Yeah, and they lost in the
Cavs,
7th game.
Behind Detroit, excuse me.
Lost to the Knicks, I believe, in the 7th game.
But I just and this stuff that's going on, and now, and of course he's responding to it, and you're like,
well, there's the issue,
and you're responding. You're going against the biggest. You're going against ESPN. You're not going to win that because now he's got former players going after him. Stephen A's going after him, and now his old man jumps in. That's never good. The father jumps in, it's never good. The mother jumps in, never good. Never good. Why are you talking about my son? What did you forget? It's just never good.
They're prolonging a bad conversation when they do that.
And all you're doing is feeding into the machine, man. Yeah. You're feeding into that machine. They got shows on that stuff all day. All day. They feed on that. Stephen A's became famous and is getting paid a lot of money because of that show for stuff like that. When people go after him. Whatever you think. They're like, oh, now you just jumped in my lane now. Oh, let's do it. And I see these guys get crushed.
What would you counsel players like in social media?
Well, I'm not a social media guy, as you know.
No,
so
true.
Like when people are ripping me for things I say and do, I most of the time don't hear about it.
That's the best way.
Woody will tell me certain things. Woody follows everything too much. But I don't see a lot of it, so it doesn't affect me. I know my wife wants to be out of it completely. Please don't get me in anything where because people attack everybody around you too, you know. But yeah, the social media thing, and it affects guys, man. It affects guys. When you're not having success and you go for some reason go to social media because you have your page and you want followers. And you got people saying you suck. I wish you die. You're terrible. We made a mistake on you. You should go away, man.
See what it is to me. It isn't just the players. It's more the inner circle around the players. Oh, did you hear what so and so said about you? Did you hear
that's
what
true?
This and
that's when Tua said he doesn't hear anything. It was the biggest lie. Like this, Tua shouldn't lie like that. You're going to tell me his wife doesn't hear stuff? You're going to tell me his brother, his mom, everybody in his life? He's got people in his life. He had a trainer over here till there was guys, Nick. You don't think Nick was following everything? Hell, he was going at it with some of the writers during that time. And then, of course, Tua and Nick had a little breakup, and that changed. But it's rough out there. It's no longer We grew up in a good time, man. You got booed at a game or something, but nobody.
It didn't follow you.
No, it
into
didn't
your
follow
phone
in your house.
when
and
you look at
didn't-
the phone.
You have your
later,
kids
yeah,
going,
right.
"Hey, Dad, they're killing
But you know what? The players have grown up at this era, a lot of them, and
Yeah, but
so-
it's still, Dave. You can go through it, but until you're in the middle, some people are passionate about and don't like it, and then it's vicious. These college guys at UM,
yeah,
they're pros now, man. They're young pros. They are.
yeah, but they're still 18 and 19. They're still
You think they
20
like
years
hearing?
old.
You think a guy that's not playing? You think Carson Beck like hearing all that stuff from his little ride from Georgia until here? They beat the crap out of
Yeah,
that guy.
he had a rough run. Absolutely.
That was
But you know what? He handled. How did he handle it? He came out, had a
handled it
good
fine.
year. He had
Yeah.
a good year, and then now he might be a starting quarterback in the NFL next
How about
season.
that? How about if he's the first guy? I don't know what's going to happen with Mendoza, but who's going to one of them going to get some starts this year for sure, most likely, right?
Yeah, it looks that
You're
way.
not bringing in the first overall pick to
I
sit on the
mean-
bench for 17 games. Then
I
everybody's
think
going,
think that's just to help him and to push him, right? I mean,
yeah. Hey, listen, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And getting back to LeBron thing, it's going to be really fun to watch, man. He set this up. The NBA is going, thank you, LeBron. Thank you so much. Because everybody's going to be watching to see where LeBron James finishes his career. We'll be right back. All right. We got one segment left here before we turn it over. Getting a little closer to that big, long 4th of July drinking weekend coming up here.
Drinking weekend.
Drinking weekend.
But you're hitting the road.
I hit the road a little bit and go see my daughter for a couple of days. And they're not kids anymore. Everybody can, have a, Dad, I'd like one of those, please. Okay.
We're all adults.
Yeah, everybody's an adult now. No more of that stuff. Hey, by the way, how about the news coming in here? Norman Powell. We're talking about the guys on their way out and the guys coming in. Norman Powell signs with the Chicago Bulls for, I guess we had no shot, 2-year, $45 million contract.
Wow.
21.
He had a great half season.
22 and a half
great
a
half
year.
season. Played 49 games because he got hurt. And that's sort of the story of his career. So just looking at it, you'd rather have Hardaway Jr. at $6 million, guy who plays 77, 78, 79 games every year and shoots 40.7 for threes. I mean, he just seems a better fit than that guy I love Norman Powell, didn't you? His first half of the season.
Played great.
But his story is through his career, he gets hurt.
A lot of people thought he was he didn't get the extension. He was upset about the extension.
I get it. I mean,
I don't know. Hey, listen, man, everybody wants an extension.
Hey, let me say something else since we're into free agency and trades and everything. One of the top hockey writers, Canadian hockey writer, Elliot Friedman, mentions that the Florida Panthers could be a legitimate player for Zach Werenski. Zach Werenski just won Norris Trophy as the top NHL defenseman, and he was on the gold medal team, Team USA. I mean, he plays for Columbus, and
how they
I don't know. I'm like, what?
I mean, I'm just we're stuffed. We're stuffed here financially.
Well, it'd have to be a trade of players,
Well, of course.
But it's like, huh? Really? So that's something to watch today.
Boy, Bill Zito, jeez, go get him, Bill Zito, man, huh? Paul Maurice goes, keep going, Billy boy. You're doing a great job. Keep it coming. What else you got? Oh, yeah, we'll be fine. He can go offensive. You get me this guy. Yeah. Holy smokes.
As I said, between the Pat Riley's organization and Bill Zito's organization, we're getting master classes on how to run championship blue ribbon organizations.
Well, right now, Bill Zito is the king.
Since he walked through the door in 2020, September of 2020, he's been Midas. Everything he's touched has worked.
He's really, when you look at tying in with, I talk to Goalie with all the time about this because he sees it up close all the time, and he and Paul Maurice just absolutely connected about seeing what Paul Maurice does and getting the right kind of guys. I'm guessing their communication, but Paul's probably at a point now like, hey, Bill, whatever you need to do, my man, you're good. You know me better than my wife does for what I like. You go get them, right? It seemed like that.
I remember after they traded for Marchand, Paul Maurice said, when I got here and that was when they were trading for Matthew Tkachuk, and Zito mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, sure, you can trade for Matthew. He goes, he did that, and he's mentioned it so many times. When he mentioned we might have a chance for Marchand, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And now,
How about when he signed all those guys back after the parade? I mean, they were all drinking that day, and they were all joking about it. He signed every one of those friggin' guys back.
Bennett, Ekblad, Marchand, and now they go out and get Brady Tkachuk, and
that Brady Tkachuk thing had been talked about the year before. That wasn't
pulling it off.
Getting it done.
How do you make that work? Obviously Brady Tkachuk wanted to play here too, but perfect fit.
Nobody spent more time that was a player on another team, spent more time around the Panthers than Brady did with his brother. And was
probably more jealous of his brother,
Yeah. Because I'm tired of sitting up here with mom and dad watching my brother playing these frigging games. I want to play in them.
And his dad was probably saying, yeah, let's make this work.
He finally got it in a situation. He was in a great situation to get out of there and calling his own shots. What he had? 4 teams. He agreed to go to 4. Excuse me. And then he Then they said Minnesota made a great offer. He goes, no, that's not one of the four
There
teams.
were 4 teams, but there's really one team.
There's one. South Florida, get that done. Oh, okay. That's the team. I got to go get it down. They'll make you a nice little offer down there.
So what did we see? The Heat were the fourth favorite in the East according to betting standards. But if they get LeBron, does that go up to
yes,
first, second?
Do you ever think we
somewhere in
talk
there?
about LeBron? We got so spoiled. He's played so long. LeBron is a third option. It's weird. Last time he was here, he was like, he's the best player in basketball.
Yeah, he's the best player. And the Heat helped him learn to win, and he took those lessons back to Cleveland. And now he could, the big three, it'd be a reshuffled big three. Instead of him on top, he'd be number 3.
Boy, they're getting on Bam last night, too, about his scoring. He's got to score more. And I'm like, Bam ain't changing. This guy's talking about Bam scoring 24, 25 game. Bam's not scoring 24, 25. The history doesn't lie at this point. He's been here for a while. He's not going to score 24, 25, 26. Wrong guy.
But he's a great two-way player.
I'll tell you another one. If LeBron comes here, Bam's probably the third leading scorer on this team.
And you know what they don't have to worry about, though? I bet you Bam is
Now,
doing,
look at you, got me sound. I'm sounding like every other
You are.
sports
You're
talk guy in like, what's that, about 29 cities right now going, we got a chance to get LeBron.
Well, they have a chance now. You said 20%. That's a chance, right? I mean, that's
Well, that's just because we're on the original and our history here. And
yeah. He knows the organization.
Spo, he
knows they're
Spo.
committed to winning. It's a
He
pro
knows
organization.
Bam. He's played with Bam in some games. He knows what Giannis can do.
He knows if he comes into the lineup.
I don't buy that he just wants to be a little piece of this, though. There's no way. Those egos don't change. We've been talking about Messi.
But wherever he goes, he's not going to be a little piece. Now, he's not going to be the top piece. That's in Golden State. That's Curry's team.
28
right?
games, not a little piece. He's going to, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be.
No, question is, how badly does he value being competitive team or having the chance to win again at this point in his career? I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm guessing when he went to Lakers, he didn't think in 8 years he's going to win only one championship, and that was in Orlando. Never won another one. Fans never got to see him win a championship because nobody got to win in that one, the little gym they played in with the fake people up in the painted on the pictures. And
yeah, but that was a tough one to win in a different way, just for that reason.
I know, but
you're right. 2019, he won. I'm sure he expected it, and the Lakers expected to win another one.
So I just, you could chase them, but there's just no guarantee when you put these teams together that everything just comes together.
There's no guarantees, but if you go to Cleveland, you're not going to win the title. If you go to Golden State, you're not going to win the title.
I listened to Woody, and I'm not taking shots at him because I've done this, and he's got a bunch on me since we've been together a long time about the Brooklyn Big Three they put together. He called it the best Big Three of all time. Remember that Big Three?
Oh, yeah.
Harden.
Garnett.
No, not Garnett. Harden.
Kevin Durant. And Kyrie Irving. Yeah.
Best three ever put together. They couldn't stand each other. They couldn't wait to get out of there. Kyrie got all weird and started personal leave, and then Harden said, I can't be here. I got to get out of here like now. And Durant goes, well, I'm not staying. There's no guarantee. Look good. Durant, who was Durant buddies with? Oh, he was buddies with Kyrie, and they were hanging out, and that was his guy. And they couldn't all play together.
Well, there's never a guarantee. With the Big Three here, they go into Boston, they're down 3-2 in their first year. And
but at least you got through to talk about the playoffs. These guys couldn't get along through the season.
Yeah,
but thing blew that thing up right away. It looks so good.
That's on Woody for saying that was the biggest three. I mean, look at the personality.
A lot of people thought that was.
Well, I thought they were good.
Individually, you looked at all the things they had done.
There's a lot of quirkiness to those personalities. So
somebody forgot to check to see how the other guys felt about Harden, which I don't think went great. But no, this thing down here, it took a while. I was there the night Chris Bosh came in and said, hey, I just want to let you guys know you're getting on me about not scoring enough. There are no plays called for me at all. I am the third option every night. Remember he said that?
And I remember when LeBron
Wasn't bitching. He was just matter of fact.
LeBron and Wade were trying to figure out who's number one and who's number two. And it went on for months. And they're both great players, big E's at the top of their game. And the idea in the Heat was they got to figure that out. We can't tell that they have to. And eventually Wade said, "Okay, you're the man."
Well, he was,
and he was. But I mean, Wade,
it's easy because it's his town. It's his. He's a 305. We drafted him. I get it. But at that point, LeBron was the number one guy.
Remember, Wade carried the Heat to a title against Dallas, so he could be number one. He could be number one too. I mean, but he took a back seat to win.
Well, and the other thing is, I don't know if we'll ever have a guy that could play at this level into his 40s like we're seeing with LeBron, and we're starting to see father times.
So I'd say the other way. I think you're going to see more and more people. Who thought Tom Brady would play into 45? And that was unbelievable.
You see how athletic.
Right? We chuckled when he's 35, saying he wanted to play to 45.
I agree. We did.
So I think we're in an era where, because of science, because in the NBA have taken care of, you have maintenance now. You're not playing 82 games every year. I think you'll see there's a chance to see more and more players do it.
We're never going to have a guy this athletic.
No, right.
And this durable, are we?
I don't
plays that game.
I don't think. I mean, LeBron's had a remarkable career. That's
a big physical dude. I don't know. He won't even talk about his weight. I don't know. Is he 240, 250? You say he could be 260. I don't know. But could run. Remember the times. Jay Brophy coached him in high school football. You knew that. Jay Brophy, middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Had him on about that. That was his coach. And he said, my crushing day, we're in the gym one day. I don't know if I think it was his junior year, and he came in. I don't know. Did you see LeBron's numbers as a wide receiver at the high school he went to? He was getting recruited by everybody in the country. Alabama, Ohio State, everybody was recruiting him already. He's a big guy, and he could fly. I mean, LeBron, can go out, get out and run.
I think he made the right career decision.
No, he definitely did. He came in and he said, hey, Coach, I got to tell you, this kills me to tell you. Jay Brophy, maybe we can get him on. I play with Jay. And he goes, what's going on, LeBron? He said, I can't play football anymore. They're telling me I'm going to be the first overall pick in the NBA draft. So I got to focus on basketball.
Oh, that's funny. At that same high school, over your shoulder, Brian Windhorst is on. Brian Windhorst's mom taught him sex education, the sex education class at the high school.
Come on.
No, serious.
I haven't heard that. You always got to taught me. That's much better.
It's not. I didn't know about Jay Brophy. Former Dolphin linebacker, was his high school coach. I didn't know that.
So, remember LeBron's games were kind of the first time we saw high school basketball games on. He was so good in high school, they used to put his Akron team on. Come to find out, the football coach on that same team was Jay Brophy.
Huh.
Jay Brophy.
You played with him probably, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
The only guy broke both hands, had cast on both hands, and we used to wonder how he'd go to the bathroom and take care of business.
No, Jake Scott had the same, broke both wrists, and his line was, I know who my friends are when I go to the bathroom.
I don't know about friends, but that's a special lady to get involved in that. Hey, man, that's going to do it for us. Hey, Dave, thanks, man, as always, for
Joe.
coming in. You got one more day in you here before we hit
I'm gonna get up early with you tomorrow again.
That sounds good. Hey, that's going to do it for our show. Have a great day, everybody.